Yay! This is a long time coming. I'm attempting to stream once again my D&D. I miss doing it. But previously I've just been recording straight to my computer. And you may have noticed that my audio is slightly different than usual because I am fretting that my usual mic would explode with demon tongues. So I'm using an older mic and praying that this is the fix that I need, and then I will eventually get a new one. But hey, so yeah, I do apologise for the lower quality in my mic sound. But everyone else is here. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We're going to be playing another Commoners one shot. But since it's Halloween, happy Halloween, everybody. It'll be a spoopy one. It's a spoopy game. Mystery spoops. Yeah. I bet you'll miss this music in stream. Alright, here is the intro of the game. The Commoner, I've titled this Commoner the Frightening, like aka like White Wolf games. Commoner the Frightening. So, well, happy Halloween. So, I will begin. The morning sun breaks over the horizon, and the dawn is a stage for the first crows of a local prized rooster. What have I told you last time? Slowly but surely, the city of Kern awakens once again. Summer had long passed, and autumn, along with the harvest, had taken its hold for a while. Cooler air greeted the day. Colours of amber, maroons, gold and hazel paint the leaves on local trees and foliage, and the city was winding down from Lunasa ap Mabon, a festival of harvest that begins with the harvest of the first wheat and ends with a feast of the first fruits. Traditionally, the first wheat is used to bake a special bread shaped as an owlbear holding a coin or symbol of Waukean, and the feast of the first fruit is to thank their good harvest and share the fruits of their labours before the next festival, Samhain, which marks the end of harvest and also is held to remember the dead as winter greets the land. A curiosity has entered the city this day, sparking whispers and rumours that gave the streets a little more energy than usual. A famous travelling circus has set up outside the walls, ready to entertain the spirits of the dead, some say. It was famed for mystifying common folks' imaginations and bewitching the hearts of its audiences with a fantastical show that touched on the edge of creepy. The circus delighted in the tales of phantoms and spooks, and even had its own ghost story attached to it for good measure. There amongst the tent canvases, between the poles and the ropes, on the darkest days of nights at the eve of winter, low howls of vengeful spirited wail. Their love was murdered before their very eyes by a traitorous friend of the circus, and there they were cursed to spectate the circus's performances forevermore, pining to see their love perform one last time. Flyers of the first show were quickly being handed out in the city square as the day passed by, and the stage of today's session is going to be set, as the afternoon is in full swing, with the market stalls selling off the last of their wares and produce, and the bells of the church ringing out to mark the work day is drawing to a close. This did not apply to the local taverns, pubs and inns, of course. Their time was only just beginning, and I think that is where I will place everybody, in a certain tavern that is run by Neth and her mother. So one moment while I put you all there. Okay. So we'll just wait for one moment.
I was tired as hell last night and highly distracted.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Alright, let's see. Just place people. Boink. Is else? I know Neth will definitely be there. I'll wait for you, Reed, to do your thing. Dust and Urist, where would you be at this time? Would you be in here, or would you be outside?
Oh, I guess Dust will be having breakfast here.
Okay. Well, it's afternoon right now.
Oh,
late afternoon.
lunch then.
Yes.
You can have breakfast whenever you want, okay?
Oh, sorry. Apparently this place does an all-day breakfast, luckily. Alright, let's see. Yes, so... Just put you on the table there. What about Urist?
He'd be stopping by for lunch while delivering things around town.
Okay. Should I put your token in, or do you want to do a dramatic entrance?
He'll just be in.
Okay. I'll get you sit you next to Dust then, since you know each other. Okay. Can you move your tokens alright? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just checking. For some reason, you know, when we're in with Kino, she usually cannot move the token.
Kina's usually a sassy bitch. She doesn't want anybody to touch her.
Evidently. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that's it. Right.
Where's the kitchen? Alright.
Right, everything's in place. Let me know when you got your token.
I got it.
Cool.
It's a temp token.
Okay, that's no problem. I'll put you there. Right. Right, so. Zoom in a wee bit. Beep. Alright, so the scene is set here. It's as I said, it's approaching late afternoon. The festival has been in full swing all day, with people mainly dancing, eating, playing music, as is usual fashion. It is tradition as well to decorate establishments and homes and the streets with like all the harvest fruits and foods that they have produced. And also with all the wheat, that's the straw from the wheat that they have used to bundle them up in traditional fashion. Sometimes they make a doll, sometimes they try to mimic the owlbear that they make bread out of. Well, in its image, not actually from owlbear. But yes, so you'll see that decorated around this place as well. In fact, your Neth's mother went one extra, and just to outdo a certain Green Skull Tavern's thing as well. She made a lovely pumpkin pie and has been showing it off to all customers. She's placed that on the counter. Let's see. Also, I think that is it. So currently she is just talking to patrons. Now that the kitchen staff has arrived from their break, which would be Sorscha. She is now free to do her usual hostessing. Barry, who is a regular, is now still in his favourite spot. Apparently, he's still there, and there are the place itself is quite it's fairly busy. It's all right. You hear murmurs of other people. There's a few folks in the far corner table eating their food. The food this time of year would be directly related to the festival, so it's autumn stews made with vegetables and some like bowls of fruit placed in the center of the tables. There would also be a lot of cider because of the apples that have been harvested. Sorscha cook bouncer, yes. So you would hear just Neth's mother. I don't think we settled on a name for her. I was calling Neth's mum.
Nah, it was just mom. That's
Mom.
it.
Yeah, she's just chatting. She's calling over to the three on the far right of the place at their own table, checking if they're okay. She goes to around the front to collect stuff herself and schmooze with everybody. So let's see, Neth, what are you doing?
Attempting to read my book as usual and ignore whatever my mother's telling me.
Alright, I'll go to Dustin Urist. Hello, boyos.
Hey, ma'am.
Alright.
Hey there, miss.
Alright, but she's marching up to the table. Alright, young lads, so, what can I do you? Have you finished your food? Would you like some more? Would you like some cider?
I think
cider sounds great.
Cider sounds...
I think it's a bit too early for me to drink anything.
Oh, it's festival time. Never too early. Come on, a little glass. A little...
I'll pass.
Okay. What would you like there, dear? What did you say? And she motions over to Urist.
The glass of apple cider.
Okay, coming right up. And she goes behind the bar again. And so ankle kicks Neth as she passes her. I think stop reading your book type of fashion. Goes to the taps to pour some cider.
Just like quick, closes the book and slips it into like a side pocket of the robe and just idly starts cleaning the counter, even though it's probably been cleaned like 4 times.
Hey, isn't it clean enough? I think she did a pretty good job last time.
Oh, you talking to me? Her mother turns around, sticking her through the kitchen door.
Yes, miss.
So, how was your holiday? Would you like to make it more permanent? Thought so. Turns around again.
Look over my shoulder towards the kitchen, just kind of give a small wave.
Morning, Neth.
Morning, Sorscha.
Now, after pouring the glass, she goes back around to Urist again. There you go. Enjoy. For 2 silver.
Of course.
Thank you. Promptly takes a silver and puts it in her apron pocket. Now, just for the benefit of this game, I'm not really going to count what money you have. Obviously, you're commoners, so you won't have platinum or anything stupid like that. But we'll say like coppers and silver, you have that. It's like that's the usual thing. Unless, of course, you try to spend silly, and that I will stop that immediately. Okay. Now she's just like going around, just checking things. You even see her momentarily stepping outside to have a look around, and then calling people from the street. She'll shoot what she is doing now. Over from the far right table, you hear these guys are getting louder and louder as they drink more cider. The bloke in the middle pulls out a flyer and then puts it on the table, and he starts talking about a circus that has rolled into town today. Yeah, I've heard they're quite famous, these guys. I've heard they're a bit weird, though. A bit spooky, I was told. I mean, it says here that there's like fantastical, mystical... was that? Oh, no, that says mythical. I can't read. Mythical, mathematical. Mathematical? Shut up, Terence. The guy on the bald... There's a bald guy next to him, slurping on some stew, and he promptly shuts him down, takes a fly. I will read. Alright, let's see. Come feast your eyes on a mystical and magical show for hang on, and he pulls the paper closer. For this festival day on the eve of winter, we will entertain you with haunting delights, with song and dance and acrobatics and flair. Come to the west exit of the city and approach the high top. I see, interesting. What do you think? Do you want to go? And there's another lad at the end of the table, and he gulps down the rest of his cider, puts it on a glass on the wooden surface. And then, oh yeah, I fancy having a look at least. You know, those acrobatic ladies, they're bendy. I want to have a look. And they all like dude bro laugh.
That is the best description ever. Just dude bro laugh.
Dude bro laugh.
Neth, hearing this, kind of perks up and, like, still cleaning the counter, kind of leans forward, kind of listening in, and kind of ducks from around the bar. And Mom, there's that circus outside of town. I could take flyers there, get some people to come in.
As she's entering the door, she hears you. Because she has almost like a sensitive ear for the word flyers. She just stomps in, shocked that you've offered to do work. What? You actually... No, there's something up. I know you, girl. What's going on?
Nothing. I don't pull my weight around here often, and I'm always in my books, and you tell me I should be doing more. So, if there's a big group outside at this circus, why not?
She squints, stares at you, trying to see if there's any ulterior motives in your plan or anything that could basically tell her that she would end up having to do this all by herself all night. But she sees logic in what you've said, because after all, there will certainly be a big crowd outside the circus. There's things like this tend to draw people's attentions quite quickly, especially if they're novel things, novel performances. Okay, alright, I'll let you go then. Let's see. I've got... And then she cackles. And you know this cackle very well. A mischievous cackle, trying to outdo you. And she goes to the back room. And you watch her pensively. A cold dread setting in your stomach. And you see her soon after dragging, and I say dragging, this huge sack of flies. You don't know when she had time to write up all these flyers, but somehow she had, and she's dragging them towards you. Here you go, take all these.
Okay. You know, I could get around faster if Scorcher came with me. Get it twice as done, and then we can come back and do more work.
And as soon as you say this, she realizes that her trick has just backfired. Her trick has just backfired, and she can't say anything in response to this, and she bites her lip. And then she mutters, yes of course, yes, that makes sense.
Yes, it definitely looks like Neth is going to be needing a hand carrying them.
Yes, you're right. She doesn't sound very pleased at all.
And Sorscha has kind of this grin on her face. It's almost like a little bit of revenge for you still want to be employed here.
Yes, you can tell she's quite miffed at herself now. She's not happy. God damn it! She thought she'd been clever. And she silently walks back towards the counter and starts cleaning the taps. Suddenly going into almost like a tantrum silence. Barry stirs in the background.
Sorscha chuckles.
Just angry mom cleaning. We all know that one.
Angry mom cleaning.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Now, boys, you would have witnessed this quite clearly. Neth's mother is known for being loud. And having seen suddenly like a tension transpire before you. But you would have also heard the trio in the far table talking about this circus as well. Maybe you've even have a flyer handed to you in the square. Because there is a colourful person handing out flyers all day in preparation for the circus's first performance of this eve.
Well, having seen the mood of the place owner, Dusty's going to decide that maybe I should check the circus and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing her... Oh, sorry, go on.
Just going to start heading off.
Seeing her drag that sack of flowers, her's like, is it drive for business like my uncle? Yeah. And finishes off his cider. Circus, huh? Yeah. Sounds like it could be a good time. I could do with the break. Are they on their way out as well?
Well, it's entirely up to them. You see these two fellas get up from the table. You recognise them, of course, Neth from last time.
I've been waiting for Sorscha to finish up, but totally like making sure I've got one of my slightly heavier robe on top and packing away my book, maybe another book, and making sure my snake's in place.
Sorscha finishes up and she pulls her apron off and grabs a cloak, gives a nod to Neth. Ready?
Yes, let's go quick before she changes her mind.
Angry cleaning noises.
Urist approaches the counter. Thank you for the meal and drink, ma'am, and your continued business with High Rock.
She puts on, or as soon as you approach, having you being the alcohol trader, she puts on this fake politeness, does a bow, and I'm glad that you come back often. Yes, please keep doing so, and I'll make sure to provide you with ample food and company if you wish. Hostess voice.
Freaking hostess voice.
Hostess voice. Okay, the blokes in the background are still just eating away and, you know, finishing off their food. You can hear, like, the scraping of bowls of wooden spoons against clay and slurping. They're the type that to eat with their mouth full, with my mouth open, sorry. It's just horrible. If you have that tick where you hate really loud eating noises, and unfortunately
Yes.
these three would annoy you. As for Neth's mother, she goes back to angry cleaning.
Sorscha grabs the sack, tosses it over her shoulder, and follows.
Okay, Mom, love you, bye.
Mm,
Oh, quick double step out the door.
Bye, Mom. Love you too.
mm.
And Sorscha leaves too.
Barry says goodbye by farting in his sleep. Silly Barry.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Barry's a good customer.
He's very good.
The
Only he was
best.
conscious. Okay. In that case, I will place you in the square of this fair city. Because that's surely where you'll be walking past. And when the map loads, there you go. I have forgotten, once again, to copy pasta. I will fix this now. Right. So yeah, this is where you would be. Ignore the size of the tokens, it's fine.
Okay,
Mhm.
ignoring it.
Thank you. Okay, so like before, there are decorations of this harvest season. You'll see that there are pumpkins carved and made as lanterns, and there'll be like food stalls everywhere with all the fruits, the first fruits of harvest, with also the straw bundles around, traditionally under the windowsill of homes and places like stores and taverns, to welcome in the good spirits. The Church of Valkeen has finished their late afternoon bell ringing, and it's all that part is all quiet now. You do see candles lighting up the doorway, however. People are still welcome to go in if they wish. Across the water, across the large bridge, the arena is now quiet, cold and empty, and boarded up. And you swear somewhere in the background you hear a funny broken meow.
Well, at least the cat is fine. Is that the same guy on the boat again?
Oh, Donald!
Yeah.
Donald is nowhere to be seen at this present time. Oh, Donald. Okay, you would also notice like this person dressed up almost like a harlequin, handing out more flyers, wandering around. Like the square is quite busy because people are just enjoying the evening, approaching evening, that is. Still drinking, still dancing. You'll hear like minstrels still playing traditional harvest songs.
I grab Scorch's free arm and kind of like, not like it's kind of like a lean hug. And then find one of the guys has the flyers for the circus and be like, screw the flyers, I want to see what this.
You can pick one up, but we should at least distribute a few.
You're right. Okay.
Sorscha pulls out 3 flyers, hands them to Neth, and says, distribute these, and then you can go check out the circus. That's it, just 3 flyers, that's that entire thing.
Kind of like, just randomly runs up to 3 people, but like, check out the inn, and just slaps them into their hands and then runs right back.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, one of the peoples is the
Yeah, just-
dust.
She forgot. She in her excitement, she forgot that. Wait, they were just there.
She didn't say who exactly. You're in the clear.
Yeah. And Sorscha takes a handful out as she's carrying them and just chuckles as Neth goes running off, and she just starts handing them out to people a lot more calmly as she follows Neth.
Could you describe yourself? Because I think everybody else previously had described themselves. Neth being a tiefling with the cloved hoofs as well. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
with the horns, slightly pointed teeth, and hooves.
Yes.
So you just hear click, 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 click
Click,
on
click,
the on the stone.
Tappy, tappy, tappy. And the Urist being a dwarven man, younger than his token suggests, and Dust is he a halfling?
A human.
A human. I do apologise. Yes, he's a human bloke. But Sorscha here is a rarity in the city. Could you describe her?
Sorscha is dragonborn, essentially looking like a humanoid dragon. She definitely has the appearance of having brass dragon in her ancestry. Brass glimmer to her scales, and wide cheekbones of the brass dragon. And she's dressed, for the most part, in simple clothes, as she is a cook. And she towers, about 6 feet tall, long tail behind her, and no wings though, and so I'm pretty sure they have tails, but
Yeah, I think.
but yeah,
they
she
do.
tends to be for the most part fairly quiet and laid back, unless somebody's getting rowdy at the tavern, and she goes from cook mode to bouncer mode, and has been known to toss people out quite easily.
She can even lift Barry. Not that Barry would cause such trouble, but she has been known
Right.
to prop him up somewhere.
Just out of the way.
Yeah, just move Barry to the side.
Why do I imagine like there's a corner somewhere in the inn with just a nameplate over it that says Barry, and he just gets propped up in that corner when he passes out?
There's-
Please return Barry here at night.
Yeah.
I like it. This is now canon. It's Barry's corner.
Yeah, and give him a shirt that says "I'm Barry."
Yes. Please return. I'm Barry. Please return to.
Yeah. If found, please return Barry to the inn.
Okay, now, so as the crowds are like sort of dancing and singing and eating and drinking, almost certainly gossiping, the Harlequin person is just flittering about between people's, like dancing with the music, and as they do, almost very ballerina-like, they twirl and hand out flyers. The bells on their Harlequin hat jingle as this happens, and their faces are almost like fixed in a slightly eerie, doll-like smile.
Is this town always in some sort of festival?
Question, Urist. Would you have left the city and come back after the previous session, or would you have stayed here?
He would have stayed in town working at his uncle's.
Okay, well, after the summer festivus, you would have seen eventually over time, as the autumn set in, more festival things being put up. The latter part of the year tends to be full of festivals, almost back to back. And this one is, you would have seen, notably, to do directly with the harvest. So you would have figured that what the purpose of this festival was indeed, without too much of a brain strain.
Oh,
You probably didn't quite catch the name of the festival exactly, but you would have heard like the name as I check my notes because I've got a shit memory. Lunasa, and also you'd have heard the name Sarwin being thrown around.
I'm sorry, coughing a lot.
No problem.
I missed that last bit because of it.
Oh, sorry. So you would have
No.
certainly heard a couple of names, Lunasa and Sarwin, being thrown around. You're not quite sure what these names are attached to exactly, if it's just the name of something or a title of a person or whatever.
Okay, thank you. Dang it, I had something.
Okay, so as this Harlequin person's dancing around and jingling and handing out flyers, everyone notices that they eventually, after they're satisfied with the amount of flyers they've handed out, they pull out a little tin flute from their belt, and almost Pied Piper like they twill and then poise themselves into a little curtsy, and then purse the flute to their lips and start playing a little tune, and then usher people to follow. And it seems like that they want the crowd to follow them to whatever this flyer is pointing to. And
Can I find any? Sorry, what?
Oh no, carry on.
Can I find any of those flyers, like, around?
Oh, most certainly. There's some
Okay.
stashed up on stalls and posted on walls.
I would like to take one.
Okay, easy enough. Very similar to what the blokes were talking about in the pub, in Neth's place. There is just pinpointing to a mystical, fantastical show of the circus, promising dance and song and acrobatics and theatrics. And from the design of the flyer, it's very creepy orientated, not complete horror, just slightly eerie and what you would expect around a Halloween type season.
Alright, now I have 2 flyers.
Okay.
Sorscha's going to continue handing out flyers to the tavern and telling people to go there when they're done.
Mm-hmm.
But also following, keeping the girl well in her sights.
I mean, it's kind of hard to miss her considering she's 5'9". But she's essentially like skipping and kind of just taking in the sights, slowly making her way through the crowd. She's not like rushing because she knows that Sorscha has to. Sorscha's big, but also has this huge sack on her back.
Yes. The Harlequin person now is managed to get everyone into almost like a conga line. And not everybody in the square, obviously, but the group of folks that were surrounding them. And as I mentioned, Pied Piper starting to lead them down a main street alongside the river. You would know, Neth and Sorscha and Dust, that this street would usually curves around eventually, and splits off into different main routes. And from the flyer, it says that it's the west exit of the city. So you're going to just assume that's where she will take them.
Well, I would like to follow the mass from a respectable distance.
Okay.
Urist will keep pace with Neth and Sorscha.
Mm-hmm. A quite sizable chunk of the folks in the square are now following this person. They're taking away your customers, potential customers. God damn it.
They'll be back.
They'll be back. They always are.
After a good celebration, they're going to be hungry and thirsty, so they'll know where.
How's the festival work been for you?
Who are you talking to?
Sorscha and Neth.
Neth kind of shrugs. It's mom's been pushing for more things to get done, and it's like any other festival. And she just wants me to clean. Really, it's just annoying.
It's another celebration of the spirits and the dead and the harvest.
My uncle's had me hollow out and set up some 3 dozen goods. Lanterns, just decorations, even a few great big ones that we put the sampling taps into.
But that sounds like fun.
It's not when you're up at the middle of the night shoveling out pumpkin guts on your 15th one.
Yeah, okay, I see how that wouldn't be fun at all.
I'd offer to help, but I only just got back last. I could help you make quick work of them.
Oh, thank you. I think perhaps checking this out will be a good enough break.
Scorcher, I forgot to ask, how was your trip? You were gone for a while again.
It was a trip, but thank you for asking. It was necessary to visit some relatives.
Oh, got family all over.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What did you say?
I said, oh, you have family all over.
One location. It just takes a while to get to.
Ah, I see. So moving here, I was traveling around a bit. either working for or learning trade from different family.
That's a good thing to do if you are able. Learning things, bettering yourself. Despite her mother's harassment, even Neth is doing so when she's... And she gives a little smile.
I mean, I do work. It's boring. I'd rather just read.
How's your magic studies going then?
She immediately perks up and kind of smiles. Good. I haven't gotten to learn anything new, but I haven't forgotten the few spells I do know.
Oh. Becoming a wizard then. Good luck. So...
I'm quite proud of you, Neth.
She kind of wrinkles her nose. No, don't. Thank you.
At this point, the chunk of people that were following the Harlequin have now left this square.
And we've been continuing to follow.
Oh. Would you be following them outside the city? Because that's where they're heading. You notice that they do take the route that you guess that they would be taking towards the west exit. And eventually it leads outside.
Yes, but warily.
Okay.
Sorscha doesn't quite trust all this nonsense.
Why would you say that? I'm hurt.
Yeah, Neth is like, no, magic, let's go. This is gonna be fun.
Ah, bye.
Yeah, I'll just pop you here just so you can see what's going on here.
Oh, that's a nice map.
Hey, there's you can see like there's a big top in the west. It's not directly outside. It's in a far field, the way they've set up, and it's quite a sizable big top. Gold and black is the colours of its canvas, and you can hear as you approach an accordion and the flutes and violin all playing together in a very eerie tune. And there's quite a murmur of a crowd as well, as a lot of people have gathered to take in this attraction. It's a very rare attraction to the city. Okay, let me move you to the actual map now. Yeah.
Seven-year-old me just went, nope, I'm out.
Let's turn down this music though. Oh, sure. Maybe I'll do.
Yeah, Sorscha's just not a very trusting person in general. So, you know.
Aww. There is a dirt path that leads to this big top area. Outside, you see the same sort of decorations you'd expect from a city at this time. There's pumpkin lanterns about. There's even like a creepy scarecrow, greeting you on the road. You notice a giant man, with grey skin and some dark tattoos across his face and head. Excuse me. Noise, air escaped my throat then. Just standing outside, checking everybody that enters the big top. Just pats some people down if he grows suspicious of them. You see him also confiscating weapons and putting them in like a giant giant wooden shed almost that's outside and that's securely bolts with a key and a lock. Giving them, whoever puts their weapons into this case, a ticket. Entrance seems to be free, people just wandering in. And there doesn't seem to be any price to pay to get in. Just making sure that all you need to do, it seems, from what you gather, is just to make sure you are checked by this giant man.
Sorscha has given away quite a few of the flyers at this point, and yeah, just continues following now.
Going to put the dagger in there at least. Wherever the thing was.
As you approach, you can hear his voice grumbling. Alright, step right, make a queue. Don't push. I've got my eye on you, you little turnip over there. I see you, come here. Come here. Yes, you, come here. And he grabs someone's collar. What have you got? Let me see. And he almost holds this guy by the collar as he pats him down with the other hand. Ah, you cheeky devil, what's this? And he pulls out a knife. What's this? You can't bring this in here. You can't bring this in here. Public safety #1. You understand, my sonny Jim? Come on, I'll give you a ticket. And he takes out a little piece of paper and attaches it to the handle of this dagger with a little string, and puts it inside the big case, shed case, and gives him another piece of paper with the same number, you assume, to the fella. Lets him go. Right, don't you cause trouble, don't you dare. But please come back after with the tickets. You can collect your belongings then. Go on. Alright, come on, everyone else. Form a queue. Yes, go on, that's it, thank you, madam. Yeah, thank you. Hello! And he points over to Dust, who seems to be approaching him.
Just handing in a dagger.
Oh, thank you very kindly, I do appreciate it. And then he does the same thing, takes out a piece of paper with a string, ties it to the dagger, puts it in the big case, and hands you a related ticket. Right, you can step inside, go ahead. There's no seating numbers, just grab what you can. If there's no seating, you can stand near the front of the ring, or the back, up to you. Anyway, next, come on. And he motions to everyone else.
Urist hands over his dagger in its sheath.
And he towers over you, by the way. Completely towers. He's over 6 foot, probably taller than the Sorscha. Well over 6 foot. Well over, nearly approached. Oh, you would assume nearly 7 foot. Very tall bloke. And he takes what you have handed him, does the same thing, and motions everyone else.
Sorscha hands over a cast iron frying pan and a butcher's knife.
There's a pause of curiosity upon seeing this frying pan. Gives you a look, going, a slight impressed look, and it doesn't really bat an eyelid at the butcher's knife because it's a clear weapon, and ties the notes, papers to both of them, hoops them together so they stay together, and gives you your number. Thank you very much. So you cook, are you? I
am.
Oh, very nice.
Over at the inn. You should come visit sometime.
Inn you say? Oh, wow, which one? The Green Skull?
I actually don't know the name of the inn. Is that what it is?
No.
No, Green Skull's the opposite one.
Okay, what's the name of The inn.
That's on you, Neth. I don't know.
Oh, shit, I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I was like, because I kept going. It's something like witty or silly or cheeky. Yeah, cheeky nook.
Cheeky nook. All right.
Cheeky nook. Okay.
Oh, doggy. Cheeky nook, eh? Right.
Yeah, the cheeky nook. The Green Skull. They have trash for food.
Oh,
You
I
gotta come
see.
to the cheeky.
All right. Well, if I have time during the day tomorrow, I'll pop by. Anyway, move on. Thank you very much.
Be right back. I think the dog needs out.
It's okay.
Okay. Neth just pulls out her book and waves it at him, and then slips it back in and just keeps going.
Yep, whatever. Right. You come here, and you hear him like marching over to someone else. As you step inside the circus top, there are like a big circle of seats, temporary seating. The structure is like pieced together. And one moment while I sort this out. Yes. There you go. In the centre, you see some staff members, performance members, just chatting as they watch everybody into the circus arena. Some of them bowing and waving as people come in, just to put on a little show of their presence and to attract interest. You see a fella in a big high top hat with a bright red jacket and golden material pauldrons on either side. And he has a cane that he twirls around and greets people. And from what you know about circuses, you're probably guessing this is the ringmaster. You see a very colourful collection of people. Not all different races, and very rare to see in this part of the world. Although you do see another tiefling, you do see someone you guess is a sort of elf heritage. A couple of others with hoods, with pointy ears poking out. A moderately boring-looking human guy with this kind of slinking at the back, and a blue lady just watching attentively. You also notice a big centaur woman with bright orange skin and red hair, decorating, just trotting around and looking. And then she goes over to the blue lady and whispers down to her, and she giggles. You see that the tiefling man is playing an accordion, which is where the music is. It's kind of like while people are settling down, he entertains.
Neth is totally not staring at the tiefling.
Staring closer, you see from the candle lights, the oil lamps are decorating the place. He's got a glint of metal, and you see that he has actually quite numerous piercings, along his mouth, along his ears. You even can see one at the pinching at the top of the bridge of his nose, with the skin that's there. And he is bright pinky purple and very, very fabulous. He tousles his brown hair and winks at ladies. When he does show off to some ladies that are cooing at him, you see the smaller elven type person kind of grumble and fold their arms. And then the tiefling notices and walks over to them and gives them a little kissy on the cheek.
And Neth is no longer interested. Just kind of wrinkles her nose.
Alright. Eventually, people are settled. And most of the performers exit through a side place to get ready. Who remains in the center of the ring, though, is the ringmaster. He goes right in the center, next to the center pole, steps up onto a little podium and taps it to get the attention. Music does eventually cease as the tiefling man exits. And I'll stop dead near Stabby for now. And he clears his throat and poises himself thus, with his arms stretched, and goes, "Welcome one and all to the big top, the mystifying, fabulous Crypto Magnifico." And there's applause. "We will entertain you and enlighten your imaginations. We will dress this ring with dance and song and performance for memory to be entranced." He tends to overroll his R's, and I think you guess he's putting this on. "So please, a big round of applause for our first act, which will be..." And there's like a weird drum roll appear out of nowhere. And he kind of like giggles a bit. "One Eput. He is going to perform a spooky tale. He is our sad clown, so to speak." And he steps down and bows and scarpers off. The oil lamps dim a bit. You see like a random circus staff kind of turn the oil down, the light down as he cuts off the thing there, shading the light a bit to create some atmosphere. And excuse me. More music. I like the music. Let's put that on again. Eventually, there's like a long pause, and then an awkward man starts shuffling towards the centre. As he does so, the same staff that were controlling the lighting shuffle in with some cut-out trees, it seems, and encircles him as he enters the very centre. You see, painted on his face is like a very sad clown kind of decoration. Like, have you ever seen Mr. Writer by Stereophonics? It's very similar to that. Very miserable looking, like a fake after clock shadow, 5 o'clock shadow has been painted on, like a tear, and his sad expression has been exaggerated. And then you hear the ringmaster from the back amplify his voice with like a paper roll, like a megaphone, and he begins, "This is a tale of a very sad clown that appeared out of nowhere, or maybe all around. He one day was here and another day was not, but no child ever forgot." And as he is in the centre, the trees begin to move around him. And then you notice, like, sometimes he is there and sometimes he is not. And I want everybody to roll perception.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Mario, here we go. I'm going to roll as well. Oh no, wait, I've got a sheet. Where's my sheet? I should have took it out. Oh, I have sheets for these peoples.
Oh yeah, super alert here.
It's dark.
It's dark! Help! I'm gonna still roll. I'll still roll. Stealth, yes. This is why I love rolling.
Nice.
So you see the sad clown of a man trip on his own shoes. And he kind of tumbles onto the floor, and there's a gasp from the audience, and he quivers and looks over to the ringmaster, and the ringmaster puts his palm in his hand, his face in his hands, just like Luke Picard type face palm, and Eput gets up again, like dusts himself, removes straw from his hair, and begins trying to hide behind the trees, and the rhyme continues somewhat. Could you try again, please? Roll perception. And I'll roll stealth.
Nope, Neth is buying into all of this.
Come on. He's not having a good time. Oh my goodness.
Well, he at least tricks Neth.
A little bit, yeah. You see like a little hint of his blue robes, a peek behind the one of the cardboard trees. But he's just from his stumble, people haven't really no longer fooled by this trick. He attempts to panically grab a scroll from his waist belt and to cast invisibility, but it drops to the floor, and he's now scrambling in the straw. And at this point, the big man from the entrance stomps in, and then he begins to try to distract the audience by grabbing the trees, all of them, all these cutout trees, and then lifting them up with one hand, because he's grasped them all, and it's like a paper file, and then picks up Eput and other, and he physically hides him behind all the paper trees. And then roll one more time, please.
Sorscha's paying attention this time, hopefully. Apparently everybody is, except Neth.
Neth is reading. Like, this is ridiculous. Neth is reading now. Okay. You see that clearly he's just hiding behind this pile of trees, and once again he tries to enact this scroll, but it's not fooling anyone, and the giant man just gives up and just like hoiks him over under his arm and puts the trees over his shoulders, does a shrug, walks off. The music kind of stops awkwardly as it's done then.
Well, win an applause.
There's like a polite golf clap.
Yeah.
Well, that was unimpressive.
The ringmaster just like almost looks like he's seething. He can't believe this. It's opening night and all. Then suddenly there is another drill of music. Like without any pause, it seems like the ringmaster has just ushered on the next person quickly to try to make everybody forget this horrible thing that just happened. Terrible. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, let's put this one on. Out treads the smaller elven person. And he steps into the middle of the ring. You see them clutching 3 daggers in between their fingers. Quite distinct knives. Could you roll in perception again, please? Neth?
I did roll.
Oh, there you go. It's just delayed. Okay, Neth, you would see very, very distinct curve on these blades, and very, very brilliant, almost white silver. The handle you would see very, very vivid green as well. They juggle the knives for a moment as a wooden wheel is wheeled in. The juggling is quite impressive. Although, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to roll. I want to see what happens. Where is it? Diana, where are you? Yes. Acrobatics. Oh, maybe sleight of hand's better. Yeah, it's okay. They go to try and flick up one of the knives, but it goes a bit too high, and you see them like kind of panic a little bit, and then sort of like skid knees, knee slide to catch them. There's a slight gasp as it seems like one of the knives may have like cut their hand a wee bit, but they try not to show it on their face. As the wooden wheel is positioned in the center facing the audience, you see the tiefling man from before step into the ring again. At first he's playing like his like a little flute that he pulls out from his belt, and he's just theatrically just watching, like almost like lowering himself a little bit to like very dramatically look as though he is watching this show. On the wooden board there is a target, and they will roll to hit. I'm just gonna do dexterity. Now the first one flies off into the distance, and you can hear a ba-doing as it hits a wooden pole. And as this happens, the tiefling man does a very very over-exaggerated gasp and like motions his whole arm to go to his mouth and go like this, trying to just give a little giggle to the audience. And the elvish type person kind of very like smoothly like pushes their hair aside to reveal like a very androgynous face, youngish in appearance, but you can't tell if that's just because of their heritage. Usually their bangs are quite drawn over an emo style across one eye, and they like huff out the way. Okay, and they roll again. This one hits the mark, near the center, not a quite bullseye, but it's quite impressive because they are quite a distance away from the target, and there is a cheer from the audience. Now, at this point, the elvish person sort of balances the remaining knife on their finger and flips it up, and as they catch it, they throw. And it misses again, and very almost in the same direction as the first one. And the tiefling man shakes his head, almost does like a very theatrical crying motion, and he bends his body to one side and does like a type of thing, bends his body to the other side and cries again. And then there's two circus staff grip him it is definitely an act, but they grip him and they tossle a wee bit and they start chaining him up, and then they move him to the board and tie him to the wooden board. At this point, the daggers are retrieved and returned to the elvish person, and there's a murmur in the circus stands. Could this be? Are they actually going to try and and aim this dagger at this person? Is this a good idea, considering what had transpired? How very frightening and nervous. And there's also like the girls that were like cooing at the tiefling man before, or like shrieking almost, going, "Oh no, oh no!" And there's like a little coughs. You also notice a very familiar "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it!" from the opposite side of the room.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. The ringmaster steps aside to prepare the audience for what is about to happen. Now, please keep your eyes and wits about you. The dagger flies extraordinarily fast. What will happen? Will I need to be finding a new bard? We will find out shortly. Everybody, hush now. Quiet, please. And the person with the daggers looks worried, looks to the audience, looks to the ringmaster, looks to the tiefling man, pushes their hair out their eyes once again, takes out a cloth and cleans the daggers, one by one, and puts away the cloth. They flip up the knife. It flies away, just like as before, into the pole. And there's a shriek again from the collection of girls. Oh no, surely not. Is this tiefling doomed to die today? Again, the next dagger flies and hits just near the temple. And there's a shriek and a scream. And an elderly lady stands up, who you will recognise immediately. Oh my goodness, you can't let this happen! There's going to be killed! There's like a couple of folks that tell her to shut up and sit down. Finally, the last dagger. The ring goes silent, deathly silent. And the dagger flies. Everyone closes their eyes, not wanting to see what happened. And as you open, you see the dagger firmly between, just underneath their crotch. And the tiefling man looks down, raising his eyebrows, looks up. Please, play nice with me, dear. The elven person just, like, tries to ignore, and you see, like, their faces flush a bit. And then there's an uproar with the audience, so everyone is like, it's more like relief, if anything else, that this performance has gone by without any death. And as the audience cheers and claps, everyone is like untied and wheeled out, and the daggers are collected. The ringmaster steps into the center once again. Now, during this last performance, how do you all react? How do you all feel?
Neth was hoping for something more. She's like, knife throwing. Mom does that occasionally at some of the bar patrons.
Sorscha's a little worried. Won't lie. Just please don't let anybody die today. Please don't let anyone die today.
Oh, you don't think the fumble was part of the act? You don't think the fumble was part of the act?
Well, it was a really good act if it was.
It might have been.
The music shifts as everyone is talking, and the ringmaster steps into the center. Now that you've warmed up, please make sure your eyes are fixed upon the center. And he then raises his arms and motions to the back of the tent as a big giant water tank is wheeled in by the giant man. And you're wondering what this is for. It's empty. And some music. Let's see. The music begins. I have a collection of fellows in my circus troupe. Some with many different skills. Some born with it. Click, click. Some trained in arts that no common folk should possess. Now please give a round of applause at one beautiful and magnificent and graceful, and he like rolls off all these adjectives to suck up to this person that seems to be walking to the center. They don't look at the ringmaster while he's doing this. He kind of rolls her eyes actually. And she motions to the tank, motions to herself and bows. You know that she's actually a very vivid blue. And she doesn't hide this at all. She has no hair, and she's covered with a skull cap. But has golden jewels that contrast lovely against her blue skin. She is dressed in very skin-tight clothing, but it's not too revealing. It's very very ice skatery. You know the type of costumes ice skaters wear. It's very similar to that.
Kind of a leotard and...
That's right, yeah. She steps towards the tank, and a step ladder is placed alongside it, and she steps up to the lip of the tank. The tank is completely full with water, and it's backlit with a light, so you can see clearly. As she does so, someone else steps behind her up the ladder and starts wrapping her in a straitjacket, and then chaining her for good measure. And she shows the audience that she can't move, and even the giant man appears to show the audience that not even he can really break this without really trying. A normal person would surely not be able to do it. And then the ringmaster steps to the side. Her skills rely on escape artistry. But those are mighty big chains, very secure, made with strong metal. Surely she cannot escape. In time, that is. And she looks at the audience and shrugs. A little smile on the corner of her mouth grows and curls around. And as she does so, she slips into the water. And there's a pause as she looks around. Looks at her. You can see her from the backlit thing. Her body is silhouetted, but you can see her just looking at her bonds and tugging left to right. And there's this pause, and then the tugging becomes more furious and panicked. The audience is gasping again. How do you feel, or what do you think about what's happening when this is occurring?
Would be wondering how long a person like that could hold their breath.
Sorscha's kind of wondering the same, but she's also wondering how much of this is the act.
As you're thinking this, actually, the ringmaster is like placing himself theatrically onto the glass, and like his arms are sprayed, and he's like begging her to escape. And he's moves around the glass, dragging one hand behind him as he does so. and then puts one palm against his forehead, the back of his hand against his forehead, and laments that he is possibly going to lose this person. Oh my! Where's my music? She's currently now tugging fiercely at the bond, and she's going to and fro, thrashing around now. And there's a panic erupting again, and you hear that old lady stand up, shouting, "No, this can't be happening! Someone save her! Oh my goodness!"
Well, at least she's not as rageful as last time.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised she's standing.
You hear her, "Oh, there goes my back!" Oh. After this little ruckus from the other side of the seating ring, there is a cry as the person in the tank, their movement becomes less fierce, more lethargic, and eventually they just float there, motionless. And the ringmaster shrieks, "Oh no, quick, the curtain!" And the giant man from before wheels out this crimson felt curtain that's like, it's propped up on a frame with wheels, so you just wheel it round like a fold-out paper wall. What are they called? I forgot. But he wheels the curtain all the way around. Blinds, that's it, that kind of thing. And he wheels it all the way around to cover the entirety of the tank. And the man just like motions to the audience like, "There's nothing to see here. Be quiet, wait, please, we'll sort this out."
Sorscha is growling.
The ringmaster steps up the stepladder to check, and there's a theatrical cry, "Oh no, oh my, oh no, oh me, oh my," and steps down, and the giant man comforts the ringmaster. But suddenly, there's the straitjacket from before is flung out from the tank, and flops like a wet, soggy blanket onto the floor. And then the chains as well, they crinkle out, and they clink as they smack the ground. And then a delicate hand rises from the water, from behind the curtain. And then you see the woman step up and sit on the lip again. And there is a big clap this time, because that is quite impressive. They didn't know what was going to happen, and the curtains are removed, and the tank is empty now, with her just sitting on the edge. And she bows her head. Okay, clap, clap, claps.
Sorscha leans back, folding her arms across her chest, and she's just glowering. She is not enjoying this show.
Finally, as the tank is wheeled away, the ringmaster is just gushing, and he takes the woman's hand as she steps away and gives her a kiss. But you see her actually flinch and move her hand before he does so, and tuts and walks off. And he flusters a wee bit and goes, "Now for some entertainment and music. Quick, everybody!" And he's clicking. And in come two lithe little elvish people, dressed in a tutu and but a hood. Both of them are hooded, but they have a little tutu with the ballerina style thing around them, and their little delicate footsies are all dressed in ribbons. Now some very eerie circus-like music comes on, almost like a music box. And as they do so, you see that there is like a spiral pattern in the center, and they spin and twirl and around this circle. And they pause sometimes, to pose like a doll, and they like contort their bodies. And as they do this little waltz around, can everybody... Oh no, wait. I don't need to do that, do I? I can do this instead. I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll a cheeky little 5D... 5D8.
And we're all dead.
5D8. Let's see. What's your hit points?
Not much.
8.
Alright.
10.
Well, who's got the lowest?
I've got like
I have 8.
I have 8 as well.
Okay, let me calculate this. With my trusty quackulator. So...
Time to sleep.
Oh, you guessed it,
Yeah, when she asked for the HP, I was like, oh, okay, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, so who's the lowest? 8,
I
did you
think
say?
there's a tie for 8.
8, minus 8. Excuse me, calculator. Alright, so you two are obviously asleep. What the hey?
There were 3 of us with 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're all asleep.
Sorscha as well. Yeah.
You see Granny fall asleep across the way. Actually, a lot of the audience you see like slump. Okay, so who's the next person?
Urist at 10.
Alright, you're awake. So only you're awake. You see your friends fall asleep. You see a lot of the audience fall asleep as well.
What?
Could Sorscha, could you please roll... I'm trying to think what would be appropriate. Oh no, not Sorscha, sorry. The person who's awake, Urist. Could you roll a perception? Okay. You see emotion from the audience, especially amongst the people who are asleep. I need 1 minute. I need to do something. Where's my dicey? Let's roll d20. Oh no, what am I doing? I can roll my own freaking d20. Come on. Roll. You see a blue hand reach out to one of the persons a little bit to your left and take their coin purse.
Oh, I shouldn't have trusted a free show. It starts like shaking dust in Neth's shoulders. Hey. Get up.
The elves continue to dance in the center, and there's like creepy giggles from them as well. And they come together in the center and twirl around together. If you're shaking them awake, everyone can awake whoever you're shaking, because it's just by a party member can wake them up.
Okay.
Okay, well, with them up, moving on to Sorscha.
Okay.
Yes.
And helping Neth
Hey,
awake as
they're
well.
trying to rob us. Come on.
What?
A free show's never free.
Oh no.
Could everyone roll perception?
Okay.
God damn it, Sorscha! Come on! Why did the dice hate me? You come on!
Oh, Neth, hey.
I'm awake.
Go.
What's up?
Now,
The only time she's been alert this entire time.
Yeah, Kobe, since you looking at having a look at an eye out as well, because you know what to look for, you can take the 17. Neth, you see quite a few things that's happening. You see the giggles from you actually notice they're twins. From what you see, their faces, they're exactly alike. You see the ringmaster kind of glaring at them, and he looks towards the audience and glares and gasps, and then he starts talking to the giant man, who just face palms and starts marching towards the audience. And then you also see someone stand up and kind of motion toward their belt and starts rummaging through their clothing. And then you see a little, very similar hood bobbing up and down the audience.
Familiar hood.
And you see most of this as well, Kobe, Urist, sorry. What you don't see is the expression of the ringmaster.
As loud as I can, I'm just gonna be just yell, "This is all fake!"
At that, the ringmaster just stops the music, like, okay, that's enough. Please, Hogarth, get that little. Oh, not. What have I told you? There's confusion in most of the audience, but then Hogarth grabs someone from underneath a seat, and then you see a third identical elvish person just like wiggling, and then he shakes them, and all the coin purses like fall down, and he just huffs and just like throws the elf to the center of the ring, and then punts them as he approaches them again, and they all like the rest of the other two just shriek and just scarper out. Quick! Oh, Vice, quick! Now! And then you see the tiefling man immediately rush out atop the centaur woman's back, and they immediately start riding around in the circle. And Vice is, that you now know his name, is sat like on one, his leg on one side, very like princess-like. How ladies ride, and
Side saddle.
yes, right, side saddle, and he's got his accordion, and he begins to play a song. One moment.
Damn, and we should leave.
Hang on, where is it? And he starts to sing. Eventually.
Damn bards.
We should get out.
And eventually lyrics start to appear. Don't you ever laugh as the reaper fly, for you may be the last to die. They wrap you up in the big white sheets and cover you from head to feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you with dirt and rocks. All go well for about a week, until your coffin begins to leak. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. A big green worm with rolling eyes crawl in your stomach and out your eyes. Your stomach turns a slimy green, and pus pours out like whipping cream. Don't you ever laugh as a reaper fly, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in big white sheets and cover you from head to feet. And as the rest of the audience suddenly caught by this song and settled down to listen, the last chorus is sung, and he stands up on the back of the centaur as she rides around. putting away the accordion and pulling out the silver flute from before and pursing it to his lips. He begins to play the rest of the melody. The female centaur makes a wide circle around the circus ring. And at a glimpse, you swear the bard's eyes begin to flash. And could everyone do a wisdom saving throw? Please.
Oh boy.
Woof!
I told you we should go.
Yeah, Sorscha would have been trying to drag them out as he was singing, but yeah, didn't quite make it too far.
Okay, let's see. Unfortunately, everybody, you fail. But you suddenly feel much calmer and not so panicked to leave, and you all sit down. But as you do sit down, the candlelight from all the lanterns suddenly go out. There's a sickening thud and a shriek, and the audience goes very quiet, not knowing how to process this. And the lanterns are quickly lit hurriedly by the staff that were handling the lighting. And you see that the ringmaster is on the floor with a dagger in his heart. Immediately, as soon as the audience notices this, there is a wiry, horrible scream, and everyone starts to panic. And the giant man that was called Hogarth, cries out in shock, and immediately tells someone to get the city guard, and ushers people to calm down. It's okay, calm down, we'll sort this out. And then immediately grabs the curtains from before and circles the ringmaster's body around, and is just shaking in shock. He was quite a hard guy from what you saw earlier, but now he's just visibly shaking. And no, this wasn't a part of the act. You suddenly realise, it dawns on you. And at that, let's take a break. Just waiting on everybody to get back, and then we will continue. This will be a murder mystery.
Oh no! I walked in a closed flap tent whodunit.
Yes, that's what you've walked into. It's Cluedo time, boys.
Totally Neth's fault. She's like, I just want to get away from work. Now people are dead.
Do you have any flyers yet left?
No, I only know 3 spells. But I can make somebody probably cry.
Oh.
I think plenty of people are crying already now. Oh no.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome
I'm
back.
back.
Is everyone back then?
Welcome back.
Everyone back? We know? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would help if I hit the push to talk. It's just like...
Seems
Alright.
like it.
Dun, 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 dun. It's murder time. Alright, speaking of which, music. Alright. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second act. Unfortunately, before the break, the ringmaster was murdered in front of everybody. The lights were out, however, so they didn't see exactly what happened. But now everyone has been gathered into the centre of the ring as the city guard, music please, as the city guard has arrived and is now making sure no one leaves. All witnesses and possible suspects must stay put. It was Granny! Oh no! And all the unabated rage, that's right. Okay, so, yeah, in fact, you actually hear Granny protesting at this. She has to go back to look for a cat. She still hasn't found a bloody cat. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure that's... What's this line? It doesn't show up in the thing. Wait. Okay. Let's change the theme then. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. Cool. Let's zoom in a wee bit. So everybody is in place. Everyone, even all the performers have been asked to step in. Where's the other person? There's one more little blue person. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, wrong person. There you go. Trio there. There's this person. Okay. And hang on. Yeah. He's dead. Where's Hogarth? Hogarth! Get in here. See, let me do something. Let's make it clearer for everyone on stream. Right. It's a city guard. There's quite a few city guards stationed all around now, outside the ring. They multiply like germs, apparently. Okay,
City guards like rats.
yeah.
Just come out of nowhere.
That must be in the entire city watch here.
There are 3 that seem to be heading this investigation. 3 halflings. Let's just turn down the music a little bit more. One moment. Just a wee bit more, smidge. There you go, that's better. Yeah, there's 3 guardsmen, I'll say watchmen really, leading this investigation. 3 halfling men, about the same size. One has a big nose, one has curly hair that peeks out from underneath the helmet, and the other one has this eye patch. Apparently, Takobi, video games guild taught me law enforcement has a telepathic hive mind. This is true. They all got the same AI.
Entirely true.
They're running on one AI. Alright.
The dead body moved!
Yeah, so the performers have been cornered in one place. Audiences have been gathered in the centre for their safety and also to keep them easier to keep an eye on them. The other guard has been positioned out at every exit, and the body that was behind the makeshift curtain that Hogarth, the giant man. Whoa! I saw that.
Well, I noticed she disappeared, so I tried to put her back in, and yeah. Okay, there she is. Never mind.
Right there. That scared me. Suddenly a giant
Sorry
glass
about that.
dragon.
I can't fight.
It's like that scene from Lord of the Rings where the firework goes off and a giant dragon thing flies over. Alright, you're all being centered below. What was I saying? The curtain that was surrounding the body is now being drawn away, just so the guards have an easier time of investigating this body. The halfling guards introduce themselves to everybody. All right, everybody, don't worry. We'll be handling this investigation. Says the one with the big nose. My name is... Notes, please. please. Note, please. Oh gosh. Note, please. Editor's note. The DM is scrolling frantically through the notes. So please cut this bit out. Thank you. My name is Gary. Welcome. My associates here, there be Harry and Larry. Don't you worry, we'll be sorting this out, this messy business. For now, please remain calm. Please remain calm as we sort this out. Most of you are innocent, I assume, I hope, yeah? So, just be patient while we investigate what's happened here exactly. So, yeah, well, if you want any refreshments or anything, please ask Whisklet over there. And he points to one of the guards who seems to have been dozing off, and upon hearing his name goes, huh, who, me? And then Larry goes over to the body, followed by Gary and Harry. And I'll forever mix these up now. And start poking. There is a protruding a dagger from the chest of this corpse. And it has a green hilt. With like a pummel at the end. It's white silver. And Valna, upon seeing this, the elf person, the androgynous elf person, upon seeing this, furrows their brow, and then quickly checks their persons, and then goes a bit pale. Vice, the tiefling man, notices this and sort of like nudges them and glares at them a bit, and then cocks their head and whispers into their ear. You've got a centaur lady putting her arm around, or leaning down and putting her arm around the blue lady. The hapless, sad clown man just stands there completely in shock, doesn't say anything. Hogarth is just shaking his head and just seems to just can't believe his luck, and in a negative way, that is. It's not a good day. And the trio of naughty elves kind of just whisper between themselves. Now, what are you doing at this time, you lot? I do believe someone was able to see the make of this dagger upon during the knife throwing show.
I was.
Yes, so you would have noticed this as well, because the green on the hilt is very vivid.
Kind of lean over to Sorscha. That dagger there?
Mm-hmm.
That's theirs. That one, the elf, the one that we couldn't hit for anything. But then again, they did hit the target. Just kind of like look up at her.
Seems a little too obvious. It could be, but then again, he did catch others in the act of pilfering, so maybe one of them got angry and stole a knife, like they've been pickpocketing pockets.
Yeah, she really was a bad shot.
I'm honestly surprised the tiefling survived.
Well, it might have just been stage fright, you know?
Entirely possible.
So you see Gary from before, who had spoken out, kind of like put his hand on his chin, rubs his big nose. Thinks a bit. So, let me think. Yes, it's quite clear, really. This dagger was thrown. And that's what killed him. Now, you immediately grasp that this Gary is not great at investigating.
You think?
Oh? And then Harry, the one with the eye patch, turns around, snaps at you. Alright, if you think you can do better, come here. Come on, sunshine.
She stomps down out of the
Oh,
dragging Neth and the others with her. Come on. I'm sure if we put our heads together, we'll do better than this lot.
You know what? You're right. Let's go.
The final halfling with the curly hair peeking out from beneath the helmet kind of is shocked and pokes Harry, who had just shouted at you. Oh, this is official business. We can't do that, really, can we? Oh, shut up, you wet blanket. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, sorry, I spoke out. You can gather that Larry is indeed a wet blanket.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Fine trio.
Head lowered. Head lowered. Slightly growling. Sorscha stomps over.
Come on, yeah, that's it. Come here. I'm not intimidated by your size. He puffs out his chest, old Harry. And so, like, shuffles his, he takes one hand and sort of adjusts his eye patch. Come on. That's it. Come here. Look. So, what do you think? Hey. Come on. Teach us something. Think you know so much. Is this...
Well, if you would shut your yap, I would speak.
Folds his arms.
Thank you. There are a couple possibilities. Yes, there is a knife thrower in the act. Can't say her aim was that great. I'm honestly surprised her target survived.
You hear the tiefling, like, listening in and snaps at you. They! Do your minds, they! And puts her arm around them. Around the...
Will you shut up? I am trying to help your friend there.
He hisses. Not
And
so
she
charming
snarls.
as before.
She snarls back. She's honestly got nothing against tieflings, but he's got attitude.
Can I start ritually casting detect magic?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Neth like shuffles through her robe, pulls out her book, flips through a page that she has bookmarked, and you can see the green necklace that she did have kind of shifts, and her little like dragon scaled snake kind of starts looking down at the book too, and kind of gives like this look like, oh, okay, time to go to work. And Neth starts drawing in the air like arcane symbols and slowly working through the spell.
This is ritual, yes? So it'll take 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. So while this is going on, Urist and Dust, what are you doing?
I think I've got something to add to this. Why use that knife? Big guy over there has collected a whole crate of the damn things.
Do you motion to the giant man as you say this? Alright. He kind of the giant man Hogarth, as you've heard his name, grumples and grumbles. What are you getting at?
Not saying you did it.
Too right, I didn't do it. Known this guy for a long time, I have. Given me a job. Given us all a job.
That is a very specific knife that you all know belongs to them. You have knives from everybody in this, well, most people in this room. So, if they get it, why would they use one of their own?
The tiefling clings to the elfish person that's been accused, and just nods. Yeah, he's speaking sense. Listen to him. The elvish person, and I will say you've heard their name be mentioned. I think I mentioned it earlier. Valna. They're not saying anything. They're just in shock, and just they kind of like move their bangs in front of their eyes as to just try and be invisible, because it's just not their day. Gary, Harry, and Larry, think about this a bit.
And let us not forget the elven dancers and the pickpockets. And she glares around.
Gary, with the big nose, is a bit shocked. What? Wait, we're investigating a murder. What? Is this new crime?
Apparently there was a pair of twin elven dancers who were lulling everybody to sleep. Most of us. And, robbing some of the patrons blind.
Hogarth, the giant man, remembers this, leans his head back with a big, heavy sigh. Oh, this is not what we need right now. Such poor timing, you three. And he growls at them. And the little elvish folks, just the triplets, they cower and like shrug their shoulders. Seems like they've been told off about this before.
I was going to say something, but I'm still casting.
I'll let a few more people speak and then they'll finish.
Oh, could I take a look at the corpse?
Larry tries to speak up, the wibbly wobbly one, but Harry punches him in the arm, and Gary just goes, "Oh yeah, be my guest. Any help will do."
Well, what do you want me to roll if I want to see if anything is off?
What particular thing are you trying to find out?
Well, I was first going to check the wound itself, and then if he has anything on him.
Okay, first, please roll medicine.
Yeah. I just noticed that for some reason, even though I'm supposed to have doctor background, I have survival instead of medicine.
Oh.
It's proficient.
Oh, whoops.
I don't know why, but okay. Let's go with it.
Well, honestly, the wound is pretty easy to... it's a dead death blow. Right to the heart. Right bang, where slightly to the left, but, you know, between just where the heart is. You wouldn't survive this. He seemed to have died quite instantly.
Okay, so it doesn't look like a suicide either.
No, definitely not. It's very hard to stab yourself through the chest like that.
Okay, he died right away. That I can tell you, and whoever threw it knew exactly where to hit.
Oh, are you a doctor, are you? You look a bit dirty. I wouldn't advise being dirty if you're a doctor.
Well, I haven't worked as a doctor for a while.
Do you want a cloth? I got a hanky. He starts rummaging through his pockets, old Gary.
Do you want me to get investigation or something to go through his pockets and stuff?
If you're leaning over to try and go through the pockets, Harry would step up and go, "Oi! Don't you try to steal from a dead man!"
Well, first of all, looting privileges are for whoever did the kill. But I'm just trying to see if there is anything to find out.
Don't tell jokes around me. I've got a poor sense of humour.
Clearly.
I can see that.
Yeah.
The other question is, how did all the lights go out at once and make the entire tent dark? That would have taken either magic or coordinated action.
Well, Harry eventually lets you look through all the corpses, so please roll investigation. While that's happening, your ritual magic finishes, Neth.
Okay. Kind of blink a couple of times and look around. Do I see anything glowing?
There are no active magics here, but you do see a faint hint of residue on the hilt of the dagger. You also see people around you. You from the performances that I just finished. There are magic users within the troupe. So you see, Vice, the tiefling. He's got like a magical instrument. You see Sedna, which is the blue lady that had done the water trick. She has her earrings, actually, they glow. You see the sad man, the sad clown man. His book is magical. You see the elvish trio, the triplets. They don't have any items that are magical, but their aura, you can tell that they are able to use magic. And the same with the centaur lady as well. Hogarth, the giant man, nothing. This is nothing. Valna, nothing as well.
You see, like, Neth's ears kind of sink a little. Oh, this is gonna be harder than I thought. Okay. Crap. Okay. And she kind of just sits there, kind of thinking to herself. Scorcho, well, you got a problem.
And she turns. Yes, Neth?
Almost all of them use magic. And there's magic on the dagger. I won't be able to figure this out that easily.
Well, you've got more than spells. You've got your brain. We will.
You finish rummaging through the ringmaster's pockets, dust.
Mm-hmm.
You find he's got his coin purse. Most people have coin purses. He has actually you find a locket.
All right. Does it have anything in it?
It's currently closed. I'll go back to that though. You also find just a little note in his other pocket. It's like a beginnings of a love letter. You see.
Oh boy.
It's not finished. It's just like a draft. You see scribbles, words scribbled out, and that kind of thing.
Does it have a name in it?
It doesn't. The locket is very feminine. He didn't have it around his neck. He had it in a pocket. It had a little bow tied around it as well. It seems like it's been wrapped like a gift.
Well, handing the coin purse to the wet blanket. And
Larry takes it.
And the other to the other guy who was talking to us.
Alright, the polite guy or the angry eye patch man?
Angry eye patch man.
Harry,
was it?
Yes, Harry. Okay. So you hand him items to... Do you hand everything to him?
Well, I want to look inside the locket first.
Okay, you have to undo the ribbon to do so.
Okay. Well.
You can if you like. You have to... Harry and Gary is now eyeing you up. Don't tamper with evidence, please. Harry grumbles.
Fine. Here we go. I'm handing
Thank you.
over.
Alright, let's see.
If you want us to solve this, then we need to investigate.
Ugh. You know, he's got... The tall, shiny lady has a good point, you know, Harry. Says Gary. And Larry says nothing. Harry grumbles a bit. We're the ones who should be doing this, you know. We're the professionals here.
Then why did you badger witnesses into doing it?
Shut up. Shut up.
No.
Hey,
No.
blue lady.
Yes. The woman at the back next to Centaur turns her head. Yes, what do you want?
You were the one in the tank, yes.
Is it true? I was in the tank.
Was he pestering you?
Who?
Romantically? Sexually?
She bites her lower lip. That's private. What does that got to do with this?
Motive. Get him off your back. Especially... you may have had your reasons.
Ugh. I want my job. That's my reason to stay here safely. Why would I ruin that opportunity? That's all I have.
Maybe he was making you feel not so safe.
Ugh.
That's all I'm saying.
I can handle him, he's an idiot.
Well, that's obvious enough as well, but I don't know you either, so...
Ugh. Silly. And she shrugs.
Excuse me, those are really pretty earrings.
Yes? Thank you.
I was just wondering where you got them.
My earrings? Oh, they just purchased with my money I earned.
Do they help you with your trick?
No. I'm pretty good at it myself. Trade secret though. And she just shrugs again.
Neth kind of narrows her eyes. Oh, I'm not worried about your trick. I'm worried about your earring.
Well, they're just for special effect. They glow.
Like
They glow in the dark.
illusion?
They glow in the dark. And she gets a finger and clinks her earring, and then a bauble of light appears next to her. And I just hurt my finger.
I heard that. I was like, damn it, Link.
Ow.
And Neth kind of perks up. Oh, that's really cool. I'm sorry, that was really rude of me too. A lot of you use magic, so I kind of noticed that your earrings were kind of the.
Yeah, well, as I said, he's an idiot. I can handle him. And I'm just as shocked as everyone else. You see the centaur lady like scrape her front hoof and place an arm around her again and give her a tight squeeze. Don't worry, I'll look after you now, she says. You notice the clown man is just crying now to himself. He's just crying. Mr. Ryder.
Is the glasses guy the clown man?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Because when he was acting up, his token didn't go out to the stage, so...
Oh, sorry, that was my mistake. Yeah, this is him. This is sad and silly. Carstein would know.
I look over at one of the guards and I'm just like, I need your help with something with these three, and I point to the triplets.
The triplets kind of talk amongst themselves and look back to each other and just look a bit worried. Alright, says Harry. He stomps over.
I don't think they'd listen to me if I asked. Could you tell them to take off their cloak?
I'll help you with that, says Hogarth, the giant man. And, like, slaps him across the head, like, dunk, dunk, dunk. And, they immediately just comply, take off their hoods. You see, they're in leotards and ballerina, like, tutu. Nothing else, really. Except, like, a couple of coins, they fall out.
Does the aura stay with them, or does it go to the cloak?
It's just them.
Okay.
You have a feeling like if there's anything magical, it's innate.
Okay. Excuse me, three.
They say yes. They say yes in unison. It's quite creepy.
After you were shooed out of the ring, what were you doing?
I'll say again.
After you were escorted out, what were you doing?
I put them in timeout, didn't I? Stupid little. Out back, in our caravan. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should have a look outside, in your tent. Let's find some juicy evidence. And he seems too happy, like, it's a serious murder, but he seems to be excited to be able to get out of the guard post. No, let's go. Harry grumbles.
I roll and huff from Sorscha.
You know what, I'm gonna stay right here, keep an eye on these fools. Larry, you're gonna help me. Oh, he doesn't actually say any words, he just makes a weird noise. And then Harry whistles to the other guards to close in a wee bit around them. Alright, it's just you and me then, come on in. And then Gary starts leading you out the back. Let's go investigating this crime. So, let's see. You're all led.
We're going on an adventure.
Going on an adventure. Okay. Let me just copy. I think I can. There.
Is the cranny alright?
Sorry?
Is the cranny? Okay.
She is tied up. She got too rowdy.
Okay.
She's tied up.
That's good.
As okay, just to fill you in, as everyone was told not to leave, Granny protested quite vigorously and was promptly tied up and gagged.
Granny did it.
Granny did it. Alright, so, you're laid out the back. Oh no, I copied the wrong fruit. Oh no, that's fine. It's Larry. Let me grab you lot. You motley crew. I think that's everyone. Okay, there you go. Copy pasta, please. Thank you. Right.
Oh, there's a nice puppy.
Yeah. Hogarth actually followed you. Just to show you around. So I've got to grab him too. Cool. So you laid out back. You are greeted with the sight of a few tents. One big one, one small one. Obviously not as big as the circus top. This is more like a communal tent where many people stay. There's a smaller one with looks the material on that tent, the smaller tent, looks a lot more finer. Has some really nice stripes, like green stripes next to some darker emerald green stripes. There are a few horses at the back, guard dog. There's also a couple of caravans. And Hogarth just stomps up. Just stops in the middle between the two. Whoa, stops in between the two tents, points to the brown caravan, and says, "Yeah, I put him in there." There's a timeout van. Timeout caravan.
That you even need one.
Ugh. Tell me about it. Those little shits.
How old are they?
Oh God. I don't know. The elves. They are, I'm told, teenagers.
A teenage elf, so about 100 years?
Oh, you tell me. I have no idea.
No, I don't know.
Alright, so you're free to look around. Just to give you an idea, there's there's tents here. That's what you see from the outside.
Okay.
Yep, so you can look around the area. Let me know what you want to do.
There's fire out here, so Sorscha's definitely staying by Neth's side.
Gary is just watching, amused. I've never been to a circus before. This is very interesting. His mind is elsewhere. He's useless.
Is that any different from normal for him?
He's the only one that knows. You just hear like the horses like scraping, muffling, and just like the and the guard dog is about to do like his usual barking, seeing strangers, but he spots Hogarth, who motions him to sit down and throws him a little treat from his pocket.
Neth has forgotten about investigating and goes straight to the dog.
He's a good boy. This dog does not know you though, so what are you doing?
Getting as close as possible until it either barks or just attempts to maul me.
I'm gonna have to ask you to roll at animal handling. Okay, you get fairly close. I mean, you do the whole, like, back of your hand, offering a back of your hand for it to sniff, and it does, but it just backs off and grumbles.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have food. I know. I suck. Okay, back to magic.
Back to magic stuffs. Yeah, so you can go anywhere on this map, basically, on this particular one. Go in tents, you can go in the caravans, you can look around, you can check it out.
Urist is going to check out the caravans.
Okay, which one first?
The one on the left first.
Mm-hmm. The brown one, yep. So Hogarth unlocks it, takes out a rusty old key, unlocks the front door, lets you in. And he shouts over to... Oh, of course they're locked. Stuff. Gary kind of eventually takes notice of what everyone's doing, stops daydreaming, walks over. Oh, yes, this here be a caravan. Typical sort. Yeah. What are we doing here again? Right, so... I'm going to ignore you, mate. In here is where I put the three. They're just little shits. They're not bad kids, really. They just, had no guidance as a little ones, it's there. But have a look. And he lets you in. You can step up the ladder, and then as you look inside, you see like a couple of bunk beds. Three of them though. The top bunk, middle bunk, and a lower bunk. There's a chest with that's locked. There's a carpet on the floor, but you notice as you walk in, it's slightly pushed aside. There's a little counter on the side where there's a jug of water. There's a shelf with some books in. There's a little sketch pad with some drawings in.
So you have the key to this trunk.
Oh, let me think. No, not really. Who has that? The ringmaster.
Ringmaster.
Mm.
Okay. And noticing the rug, he's gonna kick it over some more.
Okay, you do that.
See if it's covering something up.
You see the floorboards of this caravan go straight across the length. But you do notice there's like almost like it's been cut out in like a square shape.
I want to try prying one of them, like opening it up.
Yep, there's no resistance. It just slides up easily. You get the feeling that to make it heavy would be a bad idea, considering who seems to be living here. And you pull it aside, and there's lots and lots of coin purses and trinkets, and Hogarth sees this and headbutts the door. Oh, for fuck! This is not what we need right now. I told him. They're hoarders.
Does it look like there's a way out through there?
There isn't, no.
No, okay.
You found their stash. You found their stash.
Yeah.
Quite a collection you got there, eh? He's peering round. Hogarth. Don't go taking anything, that's all evidence.
Evidence I'm sure you're happy to bring in.
Most certainly. And he's all counting and all that. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here. As he passes the dog snaps at him. Oh, good boy, I'm not dinner, stop it. Oh, ugh. The dog growling at him. Ooh. Oh, I can't believe it. Hogarth is just rubbing his temples.
Glancing into the big tent, is there anything that's...
Let me think. Blink. There isn't anything glowing, however, please roll a perception.
I'm going to peer in with her.
Nope. I'm dumb.
You can roll 2. 3.
I won't see anything, but we'll find. Yeah.
Double 8. Woo.
Crazy 8.
You just see mostly bedding and straw.
Okay, taking a look as well.
Yeah, go ahead. If you get an 8 too, I'm
Perception.
gonna laugh my ass off.
18.
Okay! You see, tucked under one of the cots is a letter of sorts.
What's this? Going to take a read.
Okay, you read the letter. I will tell you what it says. It's in common. It's in common, but it says... Yeah, scrolly. It doesn't say that, I'm just scrolling. Okay. It says, Dear daughter, thank you for your last letter. I am glad to hear you have found brothers and sisters and other siblings to grow our family. I'll give them all a good home. Please make your preparations and join me at Valian's retreat. It is a small town across the water, a day's boat trip away. There we will live for a time before moving on. I await your arrival. Sincerely, your beloved father.
Okay. Read that out loud.
Okay, you read it out loud? Okay, I'll copy the text into chat. That's what it says. Isn't addressed to anyone in particular, just dear daughter. Each cot has their own person who sleeps there, of course. This particular cot is very large. And it isn't raised like the other cots, it's like a blanket on the floor, and you found the letter underneath.
Okay. Asking the big guy there, is this your bed?
Hey? No, that's not my bed. I sleep outside.
Whose is this?
Oh.
Centaurs.
That would be my guess.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is. Why, what's that say? I didn't quite hear. Let me see.
Well, handing her the letter.
It's a dead daughter. That's weird. Her dad died long ago.
Does it look like this letter's old?
It doesn't. There's like a wax seal, and it looks like it's been freshly broken.
The way it's worded, it feels like it's almost religious.
That it does. Has she made any trips recently?
Oh, no. Well, we all move a lot. We were recently across the water, actually. Performing over there.
Near Valiant's retreat.
Oh, no, in the big city. What's it called? It's called, let me guess. Let me think, let me remember. It's called, as I frantically look for the name. My stupid files. It's called Luma. Yeah, City of Lumen.
You think maybe she snuck out at night?
Well, we're not prisoners. We go out as we please between performances. She'd have a hard time walking around though. She's a big lady. And if you ask me, the City of Lumen's a bit, it's got a bit of a discrimination against non-humans, you know what I mean? She gets some looks anyway.
I see. You weren't camping in the city, though. Were you camping on the outskirts?
Oh, no, of course not. Near some farmlands.
So, didn't have to worry about walking through the city. Could have just gone to the retreat.
Yeah, I guess. Don't see what this got to do with this, though.
If you are her brothers and sister, she couldn't leave without killing the current head of family, now could she?
Whoa,
to take
whoa,
them to her
whoa.
new head of family.
Whoa. No, not Jude. No, Jude wouldn't do that. I've known her for years. Ringmaster took us in as, me and her at the same time, actually.
Well, we could ask her.
I don't feel right at all. This feels horrible. Larry's just wandering around this way.
Let's check the other caravan and the other tent as well. Perhaps we will be finding more information.
Oh, I guess so. I'll lock this up if you don't mind. And he takes out his key again. But there's no protest, he does so.
I was gonna check the bookshelf and the beds.
Oh, yeah, sure. When you're looking under... could you roll investigation, please? You don't really find anything special.
8.
Yeah, 8. You don't find anything special.
Okay.
Another 8. We love the letter.
Okay.
Did I just say the letter 8? For God's sake. The number 8.
Letter 8.
Oh.
8.
One. So, You don't really see anything special. It's just children's books, honestly. Just various tales, spooky stories, and fairy tales. The under the bed is just belongings, clothing, that kind of thing. Then you see the sketchbook. There's a stupid stick figure of the ringmaster with like bending over and farts coming out of his bum. Very childish. You get the feeling he's not well liked, this ringleader. This ringmaster, sorry.
Yeah, I think they don't appreciate him stopping their tricks.
Yeah. Oh dear. Silly kiddos. After you've finished, Hogarth will lock the door again and takes out another key to unlock the next caravan. Alright, here you go. Yeah.
What's this one for?
Oh, this is this is Vice's and Valna's caravan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking a look inside.
You see two separate beds. One side is decorated in like silk scarves and wind chimes and just crystal hangings and that kind of thing, all fancy. The other side's very plain, very minimalistic, just the basics: the bed, pillow, a little trunk at the end of the bed. That's also, it's not locked, but it looks like something that would keep clothing and stuff in. This like a very funnily enough, there's like on hanging next to this bed there is like a little trophy and decorative hand axe, that kind of thing. So it's the type that you would throw. Other than that, nothing else really. There's like the usual, just a bowl of fruit, and there's a loaf of bread that's been half eaten. And there's lots of wine on the fancy side.
Whose is this?
Oh yeah, as I said, that's Valner and Vice's place.
The tiefling and the knife thrower.
Oh yeah, sorry, tiefling and the half elf.
I see.
So I'm not used to just describing people by their races. I just I'm known by name. Sorry.
No, that's fair. We don't know them, so.
No, I don't think I'm a bit in shock. I'm a bit in shock. I may not look it. I look rough, right? I look rough, but I've got a sensitive heart.
So it seems.
And he looks fucking rough. He's got scars. He's got like lip piercings. His tattoos. You think they're tattoos at first glance, but he seem to be actually just patterns in his skin. And he's got really rough grey skin as well. And
Okay.
he steps inside a bit, but he has to lean down. He's very tall, so he sort of crouches as he helps you inside. Steps out after a while, though.
Where does the ringmaster sleep? In the other tent?
Yeah, the fancy tent over there.
Surprised he doesn't have a caravan.
No!
You sleep with him?
Oh, me? With the ringmaster? No, I'm in the big one.
Ah, I see.
But you can have a look on. He doesn't need it now, does he? So, let's open this up. Peeking inside there. Surprisingly, you see two cots inside.
She's basically just gonna poke her head in at the moment.
Yep.
Because she's kind of keeping an eye on Neth.
You see
Who's
one...
the other?
Oh, sorry, continue.
Who's the other person who sleeps here?
Embarrassingly, Sedna, the Genasi lady.
Blue one. What's their relationship like?
Ugh, messy. a bit complicated. He took a fancy to her quite a while ago. Encouraged her to move in with him. She felt a bit obligated to. Didn't want to cause a fuss.
I see.
In the distance, you just see Gary just humming a tune. He's walking around the tents.
Bloody useless, isn't he? Shakes her head, walks back to Neth.
Alright, Urist is gonna like take a look under the beds and in the trunk.
Yeah.
Another investigation?
Yes, please. Same as before.
Oh, even better.
You don't really see anything. It's just it is what you see. One side is very minimalistic. The other one's just full of tat. A bit cluttered, if you ask me. It's a very stark contrast. Either side. It's as if they're split down the middle.
Does that trophy have writing on it?
No, it doesn't have writing on it. It's just the hand axe that's been polished up and hung up.
Okay. I think I can infer what it's about.
This really likes that goddamn axe. You do see, though, funny enough, on the bed of the mundane bed, you see rose petals being like put out in like a little heart shape. It's kind of cute.
Hey, are these two,
Hey! And Hogarth sticks his head through the door.
Are these two, like, together?
Oh! It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Yeah!
Separate.
Well, little Val, they are very shy and yeah. They don't like to make a big scene about it. They keep it quite low key. But you know, Vice is a very flamboyant chap. He's a very flirty good person though.
Okay.
I think he shows them more affection that they show them. Yeah, but it's not because they don't. Oh, okay, it's too personal. You know, but yeah. Essentially, yeah.
Neth, do you want to take a look inside for magic?
Oh, yeah, and like kind of like winces a little and blinks. Yeah, I got it. Okay. And like peeks into the
Nothing really. There's like it's like once again just residue of magic. You see like one little harmonica on the set on one of the side tables that you assume belongs to the bard is glowing a wee bit.
I should check the other caravan too.
Oh, they're both checked.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you see, then you hear, sorry, wrong sense. you hear Gary go, "Oh, what's this lovely thing? Oh, so shiny."
Don't touch it.
What? What? I can't hear you. He's at the back of the tents, near the trees.
Oh, I thought he was over there.
Yeah, he's wandered off. I'm investigating. I'm investigating, doing my job.
No.
And he picks up this ring. It's like a gold band with a ruby encrusted in the center. Oh, fancy. What's this?
Charging over, do I see it glowing in his hand?
Well, are you charging full pelt running?
No, not like charging him, just charging towards him.
Yeah, he holds it out to you. at this then. It'll see. Oh, he's got some writing in the band there. To my,
Oh shit.
to my beloved. Oh, is this an engagement ring or a wedding ring? Oh, interesting. Here you go, have a look. And she tosses it. He tosses it over to Neth.
Okay.
I,
I'm just going to
grab it
make
and-
friends with the wolf. I mean dog, puppy.
Animal handling, please.
Yeah, probably.
You're
Oh, you
right.
did. Whoa, yeah, you're fine.
Damn.
You hand that. You do the whole like back of the palm thing. The doggo sniffs it, likes the dusty, earthy smell you seem to have lingering over you from your street sweeping antics, and settles in calmly. Lets you stroke.
Just making friends.
Yeah, you have. You one friend doggo acquired.
Looking over the ring, is it glowing?
It is not. It just seems to be a normal ring
Normal size too?
that's been tossed aside. Yep, normal sized. Thrown away, it seems like. It's very strange, it's just here in the dirt.
Scorcher, I'm gonna need your help.
Hmm?
I need some hands. Not your hands. I mean, I'm gonna need your hands to get hands. Hang on. Come here.
Kind of froze and looked
What?
confused. Hold out her hands.
I just grab her by the wrist and tug to go back towards the towards the main tent.
The circus tent.
Yeah.
Okay, is everyone going back?
I wanted to take a quick look in left tent.
Okay. Roll investigation, please. What are you looking for?
Like patting down the hammocks
Mm-hmm.
and just checking like if anybody left anything in or under them.
Okay, investigation, please. No.
Oh my God.
This is not the job for you.
It's not.
It's not.
Somebody check the fire and the horses as well.
No, you don't see anything else, really.
Go dust. Apparently, I used all my rolls on perception against a guy who can't hide.
Yep. It's not what you expected in life. You didn't want to do this, really. Okay, so yeah. Are you shouting to everybody, Sorscha?
Yeah, she was shouting, check the fire and the horses as well. Under their gear, their tack.
To see if anybody tried tossing anything else too.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. See if
Right.
anybody.
See
Oh,
if anybody tossed stuff in the fire.
nice. Hey, look, this is better. Right, so the fire is burning, so you just push it aside and try to put it out. You don't really see anything else. There's like just coals. I mean, everything that is in there has burnt long ago.
Good roll to find nothing!
I'm sorry, it's just a campfire.
It's always the worst. It's
That's
like, yeah, I got a good
fine.
roll. Nothing to
Doesn't look like
find.
anything was tossed in here.
Yeah.
Just true.
I'm
Finding
sorry.
the stupid thing. No, he's like, my guy's just like out in the wall. He's like, I searched for traps. It's like, well, you don't find any. I rolled a 20. Okay, you find all 0 traps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you approaching the horses?
Yeah, I'll check their things.
Yeah. You know when horses' ears, they go forward and back and that kind of thing. The horses are interested, so they put their ears forward and they like nuzzle you as you step near them. The smallest horse is like a pony sized, who clops his foot in that annoyance. How dare you go near it? And his ears pressed against his neck. So what are you doing?
I don't know if Urist knows this, but I do know that you're supposed to keep a hand on them so they understand where you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is animal handling, I do believe.
Don't roll a 1, because that'll be putting the carrot in the wrong end.
No.
Oh, good. Okay, Urist knows this.
That's fine. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, so you do that. You
Okay.
place a hand gently on them just to reassure where you are.
Okay,
The
now
little
start.
the pissed off short one calms down a bit.
And I'll start checking. Wait, do they even have like saddlebags or anything on them?
They don't have saddles on. They've got a blanket to keep them warm.
Okay, I'll see if anybody put anything under a blanket then.
Okay. Investigation. Okay, that's all right. You remove the blanket gently, just like lift it up. You just see nothing in particular. It's just is the horse underneath it.
Okay then.
I'm sorry.
Nobody's hidden anything over here. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Gives them a little pat and heads back over.
Yeah. Good horsey. They go. All right. Hogarth is locking up the last caravan. Rubs the dog's head as he walks past and pats Dust on the shoulder. He's clearly a good person because the dog trusts him. And just walks towards this open space here. And he seems quite tired now. His shoulders, maybe it's just the stress for getting to this giant blokey. Alright, so what's next? Larry? Sorry, not Larry. Gary. I told you I'd get mixed up. Starts whistling and just starts walking back towards the tent. Well, I think we're all done here, don't you think? There's nothing else to look at.
I don't think anybody checked under the caravans, no. But... unless Dust has while he's dealing with the doggo.
Well, I can do perception if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you're just looking underneath, just for perception will do.
Yeah, I'm not going to go digging or anything.
You see tufts of dirt and stuff like that.
Okay.
Underneath Valna and Vice's caravan, there's a little stash of a polearm underneath. You get the feeling Valna is well prepared for any tussle that might befall them on the road.
Just an old polearm. Not too interesting then.
Okay.
Well, Doggo, we better get going there.
Right, I'm gonna head back in. Come on, Nina. Now, you'd think that, being the guard, he would, walk behind you, make sure you don't run off, but he's just, casually just strolling back into the caravan. He's freaking useless, this guy.
I believe Neth and Sorscha were already heading off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They've sent their top men on this.
Yep.
Top men.
Alright, let's see. Let's move you back then. Actually, you should be all there. I'll copy pasted already. Just switch this music off.
Music.
Shut up, music. Meh. Meh. Oh, actually, do I have a closer look at this tent? Oh, that's much better. Oh no, that's the rubbish. Okay, ignore that map. Alright, yes, so you're back here again. Just zoom in. So you see just Gary just grumbling to Larry. He's still not saying anything, he's given up. And then you see the circus troupe talking amongst themselves, just waiting with bated breath. Sad clown guy, Eput, is now just sat on the floor. And Granny is finally got back her vigor and is now struggling against her bonds.
Oh no. Be careful for her, she's an arena champion.
Yeah, she is. Don't wanna mess with her.
Sorscha's on the way back to the tent. Sorscha's going to lean over to Neth and say, "We can check, but we can also check to see if anybody has an impression from wearing a ring for a while on their finger."
Oh, yeah, we can do that too. That's a good thought. Okay. She kind of perks up and starts looking at the different people. From quick glance, everyone kind of generally has normal sized hands.
Yeah, generally normal sized hands.
Okay.
The only one that doesn't
Too
really
big for the
is
triplets.
yeah. As I was saying, generally normal sized hands is Goliath guy, Hogarth. He has two big hands, big hands. Triplets are just teeny weeny, and so is Valner actually. Centaur lady is pretty large, but her body, her humanoid body part is normal sized. She's just got a big booty.
Okay. I'll start with the triplets and ask them to stick out their hands, palms down.
And they do so, a bit confused. Their eyes widen a bit at the shiny ring. Getting ideas.
Do not touch.
I'm actually gonna.
And they would
keep
say
the ring,
they would say in unison, "We would never." Creepy.
We were playing unison.
Looking across their fingers. Do any of them have like a ring indent?
Nope. They got teeny
Just
weeny,
kinda-
delicate hands. I'll switch on the music again.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, you're going to want to hide your stash a bit better.
And they gasp in unison.
Yeah, that got found.
Find its keepers, they say.
Then you'd be out.
Aha!
Because he found it.
Grumble, grumble.
I'll move on to the blue lady and the centaur.
Oh, it's mine then.
No! No. They all say that in unison. It's like a weird reverb. It's getting annoying. Stampy feet. Yeah, they're definitely young.
But yeah, on to the blue lady and the centaur.
Okay.
Sorry to be a bother again. Can I see your hands?
Why do you want to see my hands? It says Sedna the lady. Blue one.
Oh, we think that the killer might have hurt their hands. Except for, our knife thrower from before. We're just making sure everyone's okay.
Sedna sighs, rolls her eyes, shows her hands. Nothing dented there. Happy?
No, hang on. And I quickly take the ring and slide it onto her ring finger.
The surface of her skin is quite moist because of her heritage. Slip and slide. And it slips on quite easily and slips off quite easily, actually. What are you proposing to me too? And then she suddenly gasps and just...
Oh. Who else proposed to you?
Did he use this ring to propose to you?
No, not that ring.
Oh. Sorry, no. You're not really my type.
Did your centaur friend propose to you?
There's a whinny, like, yeah, almost like that, and there's a big blush. And they both blush. They're both blushing. Oh gosh.
She just kind of chuckles. It was more a lighthearted joke than anything.
So this is your ring.
No, it's not my ring.
This is your ring. And I point at the centaur.
She's not saying anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I see your hands, please?
Ugh. And she slowly takes her hands away from her back, and you can see on her left finger, indeed, is a dent.
And she, just carefully, while staring at her, because I'm afraid, she's gonna stomp the shit out of me, carefully put the ring on her finger, back into place.
Yeah, it fits. It goes very nicely against the colour of her skin and hair, actually. It's like it's definitely been purposely picked out. She looks at it quite sadly. Ugh, take it off. She takes it off. And there's this awkward silence after.
Found that outside.
Yeah?
The reason you tossed it?
Her lips tighten, the centaur lady. And then her form goes a bit rigid. And the Sedna raises her eyebrow. She didn't see...
You wish to talk about it outside, away from the others?
Mm-hmm. I don't wish to talk about it. This seems to be news to Vice and Velma and even Eput, who's finally looks like he's listening. What's it? Oh, your poor dear. Oh no, says Vice. Oh no, it all makes sense now. Oh no. No, please, Jude, no, says Vice.
Is it from your dad?
My what? Oh, what are you talking about?
Dad?
What are you talking about? She's very standoffish.
Your father.
What? Vice looks a bit confused. Didn't you say your father's dead?
No, I believe he's staying at Valiant's retreat.
With that, the centaur lady, backs off a bit, and who's
she's
club. The guards, seeing her move suddenly, they get closer.
Yeah, Neth and Sorscha would have been right near her, and just Sorscha's just stepping back with.
Beep.
Explain.
I don't know what you're talking about, and she's gonna roll deception at a disadvantage because she's flustered. What's it, 20? Could you roll intimidation? I'll roll again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
With advantage.
Yeah, because she's doing it. She's doing a disadvantage. Oh, good thing she's doing a disadvantage. Yeah, you can do it with advantage because she's flustered.
You got a 10, which beats her 5.
Yeah. Okay, you do it. It's fine. Phew! Yeah, with the guards closing in, and everyone staring at her, and your big form, your draconic form, looming over her. You see beads of sweat pouring from her brow. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? My father is dead.
Who has the letter?
They've spent too much time together.
Pretty much.
Wow. It's
the letter.
look. Everybody, look. And she seems to be dressing everybody now. That man is a fool. He's a fool. We could do so much better than this, and I prepared us for a better future. I did. I was threatening to take her away from me. She's like breaking down, it seems like.
But you're big and strong. Couldn't you just, like, I don't know, stepped on him and then left?
Oh, come on, don't be silly.
I'm not. You're huge. No offense. I don't mean, like, fat. Like, you're big. Like, I'm tall. You're big.
No.
He was not big.
I wasn't intending to. I just wanted to make a distraction and make the circus fail, and I've been sabotaging the acts.
Oh, if you were sabotaging sabotaging them, you did a really great job because all those acts sucked.
Excuse me, I think my song went down very well, actually.
Yeah, you went fine. I meant like the knife throwing and the hiding. Yeah, it wasn't that.
Hey, don't you dare! Valnor is brilliant.
It was pretty terrible.
No.
Everybody saw through it.
Oh, no.
Neth does not.
No. Don't listen to him, Valnor. Hugs them, sorry.
But yeah, like you've got hooves. You could have just, like, when you got outside, trampled them, and then blamed it on the other horses.
Neth, you're not helping.
I'm just saying that's how I would have done it if I had hooves like hers. I can't exactly blame goats if I trampled somebody with my hooves.
She backs off a bit more, and the guards draw their weapons and encircle her further. Larry finally stopped being an idiot and speaks up and goes, "Okay, guys, no, come on, it's clearly what's going on here. Please surround her. She's under arrest."
If what you were doing was sabotaging acts, then how's he end up with a knife in him?
There was this magic scroll. Usually I'm very good at just casting things by myself with some magic. But no, this time I wanted to. This time I wanted to make sure there was a permanent injury. I didn't mean this permanent. It backfired. And Sedna looks up to her this central lady, Jude, and just shakes her head. "Oh, no, dear, no. No, you didn't need to do that. You could have just come to me. We could have talked about it." No. The central lady just like buries her hands in her face in her hands. I had to not implicate other people. If they did, what if we're all arrested? I was prepared to make a sacrifice. To get everybody to leave. Oh, and she's crying. Oh, no. And then Sedna's like, puts her hand on the centaur lady's hip. And there's a weird hush amongst everybody. And one of the guards begins to take out some shackles.
He was pressuring Sedna into unspeakable acts, and you were defending her.
Yeah.
Protecting her.
Truth be told, Hogarth speaks up. He wasn't well liked by any of us, but he gave us, he picked us up when we were younger. We were orphans, you see. And he gave us a job, he gave us a place to call home for a time, and yay. But he was a wanker. basically. Took advantage, really.
So, you were protecting a friend. She looks up at the centaur. Protecting your family.
Oh, Sedna, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Sedna. When I learned that he was trying to get you to marry him, that's just the last straw. I had to act, and I met someone in Luma. Oh, he promised a better family life.
Turning to the trio of guards. Question: because this happens outside the city, does this even fall inside your jurisdiction?
And what about self-defense or defending others?
Gary removes his eye patch to reveal but 2 working eyes, and then just rubs his head. Oh, this is rubbish. Look, surrounding farmlands, including this area, still befalls the city's territory. I do say so myself. Let me check. Isn't that right, Larry? Yeah. No, I've got my rule book here. Hang on. And he just shuffles. While he's doing that, Harry continues. So yeah, no, sorry. We're gonna have to go through with this arrest. This feels like a confession to me. I will be having to talk to those 3 over there, though. And he motions to the elf teens.
But isn't a traveling circus of sorts with a large tent over a certain size considered its own domain, so that they can do whatever they need to do? This is a total bullshit deception that just to fucking lie through her teeth.
And when this rule book comes out,
Yeah.
Can she control her breath weapon well enough just to target?
Oh no.
Well,
Oh,
okay. Copper Dragon, please remind me, what breath is it?
Brass Dragon. It's a line 5 by 30 foot. I'm wondering, can she narrow it down? Just kind of like a little blow, just woof.
This is gonna be extremely high to AC or whatever to do this, because I'm sorry.
There's no roll for
No,
attack.
no, but
It
this is very difficult to do, as well as trying to do it sneakily, right? With a room full of people.
who's saying sneakily?
You're just gonna do it? Alright.
So sneeze.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, just kind of turn and what book? If she can, that's why I'm asking. Is she able to narrow her breath weapon enough to ignite just the book but not hurt the house?
Well, honestly, you are Dragonborn, and this is an innate ability of yours, so you can. You want to go through with it?
She is going to...
Okay. This notebook is as it suffers the fate that you described. And Larry just goes, "Oh no!
Oh, please
Oh,
pardon
for
me.
goodness sake, Larry!" And Harry
It must
grabs
be
him.
all the hay.
Right, I've got to talk to you later. Talking to you later.
But yes, killing in self-defense or the defense of another in danger. That's not exactly murder, is it?
Oh, it was also an
Gary
accident.
like stomps through. Oh,
Accidental.
right. Let me see then. I've got my rule book here, and he takes it out. Oh yes. Yeah. No. He still falls in our jurisdiction. Whoever enters our city territory is hereby obligated to basically understand the rules of the land. Yeah, lovely. They're all guards. They all have their rule books. And let's see now. What was your question again? And he puts away the rule book.
If someone is being threatened with harm by another, and you step in to defend them and accidentally kill them, that's not exactly murder.
My question was the ringmaster attacking the centaur? I don't think so.
No,
but
he was harming the genasi.
That we don't have evidence of, besides their word, and that was outside the city limits when that occurred, I do believe.
No, because her bed is also in his tent against her will.
And in the middle of performance, he did try to, force a kiss on her.
This is also true.
Well, that means I'll be arresting many people then for questioning. So who's going to come with me then, eh? Centaur lady? I'm afraid you have to come in. You three? Yeah, you three, come on in. And then Gary also chimes in. Harry chimes in with Gary. I regret making their names so close. I thought it'd be so funny at the time. Alright, so yeah, the other guards, they start shackling the triplets. There's handcuffs on the centaur lady. Like they've shackled like all of her legs, chained together. Enough to walk, obviously, but not to suddenly bolt.
Sorscha will put her hand on the centaur and the genasi, and her other hand on the genasi, and she will look at them both. I've done my best to try and get any sentence lightened or dismissed.
Hey.
No, you're...
Let's just go talk to the Magister.
Sorry?
Let's just go talk to the Magister. They decide this anyways.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
That is a plan. Now, at this, the centaur nods and says, "No, don't worry. I expected this. I was actually expecting a lot worse. But you have helped. You've I guess you've made it easier for the rest of them actually to go." She seems quite sad, but
go with the defense of others.
Yeah. I'll bear that in mind. I will. And Larry goes, "Thank you very much for helping this investigation. I will take into consideration what you've said. Of course, I'm a man of my word. All right then, everybody, let's get going." Now he turns to the crowd. "All right, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed your evening." He's a complete idiot. "But if you like to go home now, then you're free to do so."
I just see Granny Hulk breaking out of her chains.
Yeah, Dust has been pretending to not notice the Granny this whole time.
Yeah, Granny is also under arrest for being violent.
Obstruction.
Yes, that's right. Colourful life Granny leads. Right, so while this investigation is underway with me talking to and interviewing words, your centaur pally and those three, I want the circus to stay here, but you are free to go into the city as you please. Just don't leave. Alright? Says Harry. Hogarth nods and pats the three triplets on the head and picks up Epert and slings him over his shoulder for some reason, I don't know. And then Vice and Valna, they just hug it out while they just wait for everyone to leave.
Centaur lady, what was the name of your contact? So the others, if anything happens, may potentially find refuge.
Wait, where's my letter?
No.
Where's my
First
letter?
comes the letter. Here you go.
Oh, right. Sedna, please take this. Oh, yes, of course I will. Thank you. So, just take care, please. And she hugs the centaur lady. Sedna, just, put lemon juice on it, okay? Just put lemon juice on it and you'll know. And with that, she motions that she's ready to be led off, and the guards pull on a chain and lead her away. And also they kind of shove off the triplets. And Granny! they're all led away, and Granny, especially Granny.
Oi, guards! Don't be so rough on the weak. Granny, I'm not worried about.
Well, she is the arena champion.
She's the strongest here. They kind of just shrug their shoulders and just they lead them away. They're not being cruel; they just lead. The three halfling guards that were leading the investigation bow. Thank you all again. Leading. And they all bow and they wander off, leaving you alone with the rest of the troop. Just to note, the corpse has been wrapped up and also removed while you were outside.
Okay. You guys are free to set up your camp and caravan around High Rock Distillery's yards.
Edna speaks up, sounding very tired. Thank you, that's very kind.
And if you need food, trying to remember the name of the tavern.
Cheeky Nook.
Cheeky Nook.
The Cheeky Nook. You're welcome to come to the Cheeky Nook. It is Neth's mother's, and I'm the cook. Speaking of Bogarth, or what was it, Hogarth?
Hogarth. Yeah, what was it, love?
May we have our weapons back?
Oh god, I completely forgot. Everyone else as well. Alright.
It's okay, I still have mine.
Yeah. You what? You saucy
Neth.
little git. You saucy little git.
She grins. Pulls out the spell book, opens it, it's fine. Pulls out the second book, there's a dagger in it.
So I like you, girl. I do. Right. Let me just let me get this, and then he walks off to the front to sort that out.
God damn it, Neth.
What? You always tell me to keep a weapon on me, so I kept a weapon on me.
Never show your hand.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, while you're there, my uncle might try to stop by and convince you to open up a stall to sell taps. Humor him, but you don't have to take any deal. He just likes talking business.
And I hate talking business. That's all, Mom.
She loves talking business. Not very good business, but she tries.
He was talking to the
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he offered to let them use the distilleries they'd have a little bit of farmland to get their own grain and apples and stuff.
That's very kind of you, says Weiss. I'll try and see what I can pay in kind.
Oh, you don't have to pay anything.
Oh,
seems
even
like you
better.
guys have had a rough time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for understanding our plight here. Oh, it's such a mess. And he does another dramatic wail. Oh, what are we going to do? Oh, no.
I will huff. Tieflings.
Hey!
You don't count.
That kind of hurts, though.
My apologies. Male tieflings.
Hmm.
Okay, that totally makes sense.
Ah, boy. Maybe next time there won't be any more trouble when
Fine.
there's a festival.
Yeah, festivals, eh? Finally, like, Valna hasn't really spoken at all during this whole ordeal, but finally their voice is slowly, is very heard, very faint, and motions to Sedna. So, what's that letter then? Sedna looks at it, reads it. What's his father? Jill said lemon juice. I don't have any on hand though. Oh. Hey, cook, do you have any lemons?
Plenty.
I'd like to
Come.
I'd like to borrow one, if that's possible.
If you are up for it, come back to the inn. I believe you could probably all use a hot meal and a good drink.
Yeah, let's go now, I don't want to
Um,
stay
you-
here.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll take it out of my
Speaking of-
wages if the bitch won't put it on the. Sorry, this business won't put it on the the house.
Yeah. I just copy paste everybody.
Well, your mother won't like the putting it on the house.
As I said, it can come out of my wages.
Wait, did the triplets got taken away? Never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Hogar!
Alright.
Oh,
He's back. He's giving you all your weapons and stuff.
So you know how the triplets have a lot of money?
Yeah, I
I-
do now.
I think you should treat yourself to a good hot meal tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
For
You're right.
all,
Come on, let's blow this joint. I've had enough of this shit.
they're paying you back for all the trouble they've caused.
Cheeky
Yep.
little beggars. Cheeky little beggars, skimps. Alright. With that, I'm just going to fast track you back, because, if you're all happy to go straight there.
yeah.
Is there any
I just
other
realized-
places you'd like to stop off at?
Can I follow? No, you said they were all like kids' books. Never.
Yeah. The kiddies' books.
Yeah, and I just realized I actually forgot to pay the innkeep
Oh,
for the lunch.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Oh,
In
well.
that case, oh, you're going back now. You can do it how you like.
Everybody back to the inn.
Yeah. Alright, let me just delete this because I know this will multiply.
You know what?
Wait. There you go.
Let the triplets pay your tab.
I think everyone's here.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
How generous of them.
Oh, where's Vice? Yeah.
Sorscha is going to kind of, anytime she sees somebody, just hand out another flyer. So there's like next to nothing by the time she gets back in that massive sack.
Lol, sack. So, let me see then. Yes, everyone's here. Okay, you lead them in. Immediately, Neth. She was grumpy, but your mother immediately perks up as soon as she sees you leading a whole group of people.
I'm back, Mom. See?
Oh, hello
Told you it'd
there.
work.
You are useful after all. I am shocked.
Ouch, thanks.
What a bitch. What a bitch. Okay.
I want to go read my book now since I have been on my feet all day,
Oh,
making
yeah.
sure that people come to the inn.
And they are paying customers. So
I'm gonna go sit by Barry. Fuck that bitch.
And you can. Alright, everyone just positions themselves around the table.
Sorscha is going to walk over, give Neth a hug, and then walk back to the kitchen. What are everyone's orders?
I'll have a big flagon of ale, if you don't mind, Hogarth says. Sedna once says, I'll just like maybe a wine, if this is okay. Me too, please, says Vice, and Valnus just says, I'll just have a beer. And Eput kind of clears his throat. Is it possible to have a cup of tea? Just a little cup of tea. Is that okay?
That's quite alright.
Oh,
what kind would you like?
Have you got any chamomile? I need to calm my nerves.
I do believe that can be arranged.
I give
Honey.
I give Scorcha like a hand signal, which means spike the drink.
She responds just with the slightest of grins. And she goes to prepare the drinks. And she comes back with the wines and the ales, and a little bit later, tea, spiked, with also a dollop of honey. And for dinner...
Mm-hmm. Are you asking what we want for dinner?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was like, that sounds nice. I want some dinner. That's right. My brain just went south. Right? I think I'll just have some stew. I smell something like that there. Sedna says.
We've got a nice roast going. We've got some vegetables, potatoes, turnips. Have a stew bubble. Fresh bread.
Hogarth just says yes.
You know what?
Aristotle says yes.
Yes. Just yes.
So, instead of serving individual plates, she serves empty plates to everyone, leaves some room in the middle of the table, and just on a platter drops the roast and potatoes and puts in a bowl with the vegetables, and then she just takes the pot of stew and just puts it at one end of the table and brings out bowls and silverware. It's like, help yourselves.
Everyone is just like agog with awe. They've never had a feast like this. They're usually traveling, just grabbing what they can, like very basic tavern food at best. And this is like, wildest dreams. You can see a tear almost rolling down Hogarth's giant eye. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful like a painting.
Can we get that pie too?
Oh.
Yeah, and she picks up there's no room on the table right now, but she's like, for desserts, there's pie that the mistress has made. And as they start eating, she grabs another plate, and she puts some food on it, and a bowl for some stew, and she brings it over to Neth.
Thanks, Scorcha.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
you worked hard today. Good job.
Good job. Go team.
I didn't do anything. I just yelled at people. You yelled at people too.
That's how you.
Isn't that what I do best?
Yeah.
Yep.
Solving life's problems by shouting. The internet, everybody. Okay, so everyone tucks in and has a drink. Everyone seems to relax a bit somewhat. After time, Sedna remembers the letter and takes it out and places it on the table again. I'm thinking, oh yes, could I get a lemon if it's okay?
A what?
A lemon, please.
Oh,
Yes, my
right.
apologies.
Sorry
And
if it's
she goes in back.
yeah. Sorry if it's too much bother. I just this is weighing on me now.
Oh, enough apologizing. And she goes back and she gets a lemon and she slices it a couple times. And I assume they're mostly done with their meal at this point.
Yeah.
So she comes back and she hands Sedna the lemon and she clears up the plates. And while Sedna's dealing with the letter, she will come back with mugs of cider, mulled cider, and the pie. And she'll slice it up and serve it.
Yum yum.
And she will offer a bowl with whipped cream in it, fresh whipped cream, for them to place dollops on top.
Oh, you're making me hungry. Goddamn.
She's a cook. It's what she does, and then she fills them up.
Oh.
So sorry.
Yummy. Okay. Yeah. So everyone is delighted by this, especially the DM, who wishes they could tuck in with the NPCs. God damn, my strong imagination. And then there's this the crust is crispy and the pumpkin is just eats so nice and just cuts through so easily, and the cream is so soft. So I'll stop thinking about that. And then they eat it, and the Sedna just doesn't quite eat her own, just just takes one mouthful and just keep looking at the letter. As soon as the lemon is delivered to her, though.
Sorscha, by the way, will be, while he's eating and appreciating her food, Sorscha will be standing behind Hogarth with a hand on his shoulder, just patting.
Yeah. Like I said, he's a big guy, rough looking, big heart though. Bless him.
And she appreciates that.
Hey. Wiggly eyebrows ensue. And yeah, so so what are you doing with this lemon then?
Oh, she gave it to Sedna.
Ah, sorry, I missed that.
She sliced it up and gave it to Sedna.
Excellent. So Sedna's just wondering what she meant by just putting lemon on it, and she's contemplated just rubbing the lemon.
No! You just hear like it clicks from the other table. Don't do that.
Oh. She almost dropped the lemon when you did this. The DM knew you had the heart attack.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's not a good idea. It'll hurt a lot. Reminisces about all the times nicking a finger and then finding that there is a cut because of citrus.
Well, Jilt said to apply a lemon to the letter.
Oh, the letter.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm confused.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about a cut hand.
Oh, no.
I had flashbacks.
No. Oh, that must have been quite terrible.
Snort.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, go ahead. Letter, lemon, go for it. I'll shut up. It goes back to her.
No, it's okay. Okay, so there's a little giggle from Vice. When life gives you lemons, eh?
Pour it on paper cuts.
Yep. So Senna just doesn't. She kind of squeezes the lemon into her hand, and then rubs it in her hand a wee bit, and then starts to slather it all over the letter. And at first, nothing really happens, and she picks up the letter and just turns it back and forth in her hand, and she holds it up against the candle, and sure enough, where the lemon has touched whatever is on this paper, it becomes transparent against the light, And there, and behold, is a dragon symbol. A symbol that they would come to call as a welcoming sign. A one that would mean very much to them as a family. And that is where I shall end it today. Thank you.